says the incidents are heartbreaking and the pillows are simply too risky to remain on the market. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
The CDC is expected to sign off on Pfizer's COVID-19 booster shot today for Americans 65 and up and define the eligible high-risk groups. A showdown over infrastructure. President Biden now facing an uphill battle over the cost of his $3.5 trillion human infrastructure plan, with moderate Democrats calling it too expensive. Jobless claims were higher than expected last week. 351,000 Americans filed for first-time claims. This is ABC News. As investigators in Florida continue to look for Brian Laundrie, ABC's Trevor Ault says we're learning more about an argument he had with his fiancée Gabby Petito in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, possibly just before her death.
The restaurant has confirmed to ABC News that the couple was there, and they say they're now speaking with the FBI, though the FBI is not commenting and has not confirmed the incident. Authorities had previously believed the last time Petito was seen alive was 3 days earlier, leaving a Utah hotel with Laundrie. Laundrie wouldn't be seen again until 2 days later, where the couple says they picked him up hitchhiking alone. And by September 1st, Laundrie had returned to South Florida with Petito's van, but without Gabby.
Keeping track of different charging cords for different devices could soon be a thing of the past. European Union officials are proposing a rule that require all cell phones use the USB-C port for charging. Apple would have to switch. Rena Roy, ABC News.
I need tech that can make me as productive in my home office as I am at my office.
It's possible with Staples Connect. How about a PC that'll help me get the most out of my day and my budget? Staples Connect makes it possible with the tools you need to work from anywhere. And now get up to $200 off select PCs, like the Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i5 processor. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/17. In-store only. Limit 2.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Loveland Police Sergeant Phil Metzler has resigned following the violent arrest last year of an elderly woman with dementia. Police Chief Robert Tyser says the resignation closes another chapter of an incident that tarnished the hard work of the men and women of the Loveland Police Department. Sharon Schilke represents the woman who was arrested.
The main reaction for myself and for the family is about time. He should have been fired rather than resigned, but better late than never. And next, it's time for some criminal charges.
The city of Loveland agreed to pay Karen Garner $3 million to settle a claim stemming from her arrest in June of 2020. Coloradoans enrolled in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program will see an increase in benefits next month. It amounts to a 21% increase covering nearly 500,000 people in the state. The increase amounts to just over $36 per person per month. It starts October 1st. Rockies beat the Dodgers 10-5 last night. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Northbound I-25, we're sluggish through the Tech Center. Both directions I-25, riding the brakes through downtown Denver. Eastbound I-70 at Denver West, the left 2 lanes are open after the overpass was struck earlier, slowing through the construction both directions on I-70 between Broadway and Monaco. And paving continues northbound on Spear with some slowing between Broadway and Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy today with a high at 83. Just a few clouds overnight with a low at 49. Then sunshine, but cooler tomorrow at 77 degrees. Sunshine over the weekend with highs in the mid-80s. Right now it's 68 with your Impact Traffic and Weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Looking to save money this year? Look at Allstate. You can get the protection you need at the low rates you want. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Hey, business owners, are you feeling boxed in by the pressures of running your business, getting pulled in different directions with remote workforces, HR compliance, hiring and retaining top talent, handling payroll, changing regulations? The list just goes on and on. You know there's a limit to what Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work for you, ready to help you develop a people strategy that supports your business strategy, one that focuses on the health of your organization. What if your HR strategy included access to better benefits to keep the employees you have while attracting new employees? How about offering training opportunities for your employees to increase their skills and become more productive in their roles? There will always be challenges to face in business, and no matter where they come from, Insperity is ready to take those challenges off your plate and provide the HR solutions you need. Expand your possibilities, because with Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Is self-beatified St. Anthony Fauci lying when he says that COVID is killing more kids than the seasonal flu? I've got the facts. And would you trade Joe Biden right now for Kamala Harris? I know that's a would you rather be hung or shot question, but seriously, would you make the trade? Join me at 4.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, welcome to the show. As you know, this is the only show of its kind. If you're new to the show, let me tell you about it. Here's the bottom line. We help you. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. Any issue you have, any question you have, that is what this show's about. Maybe you have a question about buying a house. Maybe you have a question about a contractor that took money, which seems to happen almost every day now, and never showed back up. Well, we give you the power to go after people without having to hire an attorney. In fact, to date, listen to this number, $300 million in cash merchandise exchanges, refunds, directly due to the show. You know, a lot of times you can't afford a lawyer, and if you can afford a lawyer, you're not going to hire someone at $300 an hour to go after someone that took $2,000 from you. That's what this show's about. We have this big spotlight we shine on all the scumbags out there. So if you need to report somebody, I want to hear from you. 303-MARTINO is the phone number, 303-713-8255. By the way, you can always email us at help, that's HELP, at troubleshooter.com. Man, there's a lot going on. I was out last night. We were out for a while. We saw a concert, Suzanne and I, downtown, 21 Pilots at the, the heck was that place called?
Ogden.
At the Ogden Theater. It was nice getting out. You know, it's funny. They say you have to wear a mask. I swear I didn't see one mask. Not one. Not one. I did see people walking around Denver, which I thought was strange, just walking around with masks on by themselves. That's always kind of mind-blowing to me. What I wasn't ready for, you know, we hear about the homeless downtown. Right across from where we were, it was Tent City. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You can just pitch a tent now. And what the hotels and other places are doing, they're putting this fencing up. You know, here I am telling everybody this. I'm probably the only one that didn't realize how prevalent it was down there. But they put these fences up around their yards so the homeless don't camp there. I mean, around the hotel grass and everything. It's pretty wild. It's truly wild. 303-713-8255. Suzanne, is that Greg on one? Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, Mark, is there any significance to 21 Pilots, how they chose that name?
I have no clue,
Yeah,
man.
it's something to do with a book that was written, something kin to do with a guy who, something, I'll have to look, never mind, I'll look it up.
Yeah, that made no sense.
None at all.
That you just strung together a bunch of thoughts that just spewed out into nothingness. I could get in trouble for saying that later, though. That's the problem with me. You know, you realize, Talib, we've known each other 25 years. Suzanne and I have never not worked together. In our entire 30 years together, we have never not worked together.
Yep.
It's based off a play by Arthur Miller, All My Sons, about a man who commits suicide after causing the death of 21 pilots during World War II.
Interesting. Well, Doc, you ask and you will get an answer. That's what this show's about. Greg, what's going on with you, man? Greg?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I wasn't sure you were talking to me. I was listening to your monologue there. Hey, I got solar installed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work? You mean it's not saving you money, or literally it doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
Well, did you call the company that put it in? Who put it in, by the way?
Bellow Solar.
What is it? Bellow? Bellow?
No, just no W.
Bellow, got it. Bellow Solar.
They're out of Utah.
I see them right here. 71 Google reviews. So what happens when you call them and say, hey, that solar system doesn't work?
Well, on June 15th, they turned it on, and it had a blinking green light, which is not good.
What does that mean? What do they say the blinking green light means? They must have some kind of diagnostic code.
Yeah, it just means it's not connecting. It's not producing power to Excel Energy.
Okay. Are they blaming Excel on their side? Are they saying it's not their issue? It's something Excel has not done?
They have not contacted me.
When's the last time you talked to them?
Actually, I called the helpline this morning, and they said they would write a ticket and pass it on. Well, I've been getting that for 3 months.
Wow. Who are you dealing with there? What's the guy's name?
It's this morning it was Rachel, but she's just a call center person.
Does she actually work for the company, or is it like an outside call center? You don't know.
This is this is where it gets confusing. Bellow goes under 4 different names, as far as I know: Total Solar, Bellow, Brio, and Avolta.
Where's their actual office? Do they have an actual office, I should ask?
They got 2 of them, but I'm calling in Utah.
All right. And do they have a local branch that you dealt with here, or they just came?
No.
They just came. How did you find them, by the way?
I had been looking for several solar companies, and I came across something in Facebook, and I had them come out and talk to me. Their deal was no different than any other that I'd heard, so I just picked them.
It's so amazing to me. People find a lot of stuff off Facebook. It's almost like the new Craigslist. We're hearing more and more we found them on Facebook, and I realize a lot of people do Facebook advertising. Hell, I've done Facebook advertising, but it's amazing to me. Let's do this. What's their phone number? I'm going to have Deputy Doc call over there. And, Doc, let's just see if we can get some. How much did you pay for this system, Greg?
$32,000.
And you've paid in full?
No, I've got a loan, and I have talked to the bank about it.
Yeah.
And they're not getting responses from them either.
Do you think these guys went out of business, or what do you think? Why are they just ghosting you?
I think they get so many bad reviews, and if you Google them, you'll find out you get tons of bad reviews. Out on BBB and out on Facebook, you can find a little group out there where they've got 93 clients out there complaining.
93, really? It's kind of weird. They're showing
It just goes to show that you should look at the reviews before you purchase the product, not afterwards.
Yeah, hold on. We got to get him back up. Let's do this. Ann accidentally dropped him. It's no big deal. Let's get Greg back up. Let's call that number.
I got the number.
You got the number on the website, but let's see if he's got a number too when he calls back in and figure it out. I don't know. You have to do some research, folks. I don't care what you're doing. I'm trying to think. If you go to Referral List, we've done a lot of the research for you. We've actually background checked. We've had them sign our code of ethics. A lot of people go, we background check. I don't care if it's, Angie's List or Home Advisor or the BBB. Everybody says a background check, but we go a step further on Referral List. We have them sign our code of ethics, which basically means if we think they're in the wrong, they have to step up and get it fixed. So you have that extra layer of protection. But if you don't use Referral List, you still have to do something. You have to check these companies out. There's too many shysters out there right now. That's just the bottom line. We get calls day in and day out from contractors that take money. At least this guy's got a solar system on his house for the $30,000. But let's try to reach out. We'll take a break. Doc, see if you can get these guys on. I'd like to talk to them on the air and see what's going on. You know, they put the solar system in. I'm sure they got paid by the financing company, and now they don't want to do anything. It's a bunch of crap. 303-713-8255. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Man, I didn't hear you. What were you saying? Got it.
You want me to come back on, or? All right.
Let's see. Part of the granite is Iran.
Can you hear us out there? Are we talking in your ears?
All right, check it out. When you do the kitchen, the bath is free. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Mitch Floria in the art of granite. You want beautiful new countertops? How about beautiful new cabinets? Redo that kitchen, that bathroom. If you do the kitchen, the bathroom's free. And guess what? He's one of the only contractors that I know that you can call him up and he can give you a quote right over the phone. He'll ask basic questions. The size, do you want quartz, granite? What are you looking for? And you can get a quote right over the phone. You got to check out Mitch Floria. We've been talking about this guy for 10, 15 years. 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919. Now, I love talking about people that I use. I use Mitch Floria. Suzanne and I used him numerous times, the art of granite. Here's another guy that I love. In fact, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. His name is Frank Duran. He's in real estate. This guy can sell your house for more money than almost any other realtor out there. You have to talk to Frank. He'll never hold you hostage to a contract. And Frank Duran sells more homes in 1 month, sometimes in 2 weeks, than most realtors sell in a year, and I am not kidding. Go to frankduranhomes.com. That's frankduranhomes.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Pick him up.
Most what?
Money, like have you had to do an alternator, calipers, any real money?
A battery.
That's good. Yeah, I know.
By not starting it or not driving it around, and it get real cold, and they just fucking die.
I never drove mine in the winter. That fucking thing was the worst goddamn car in the winter.
Man, put some ice on the ground, and that little fucking booty just stay hard.
Yeah, I know. I got stuck on a few hills before that thing. I liked it though. It was a cool car, man. That was one of my favorite cars. You know, the worst part about that is I got more tickets and accidents in that car than like any other vehicle I ever had, ever, by fucking leaps and bounds. I got so many tickets in that vehicle. In fact, that was the only time in my life I worried about losing my license, purely because I was coming up on 12 points or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's when you had Mac driving.
Yeah.
That car.
That fucking car, man. It's a gangster car, bro.
Man, okay, I gotta get in these cameras and slow the motion down.
The motion in the ocean. When I do a lot of Excel spots, and he always likes this music bed, so you got to do the spot on top of the music. I build all my own spots, so I'm getting fucking pretty good at it, man. It's fucking hard though when you've got to. It's just hard. You almost have to have a cadence when there's fucking music involved. Ah. Do you guys have homeless out by you? Does the Gaylord have people around there?
The Gaylord doesn't have people around it that I've seen yet.
They probably clean house.
There, now as you come towards Tower and up and down Tower, okay, you'll start finding them. There's a lot of like little codes and cutouts out there where it's between where this is Denver and this is Aurora, but then this is this little piece of dirt that's kind of unincorporated. You'll find a bunch of tents and shit over there.
Yeah.
They'll hang out down by the bushes, off the little river trails. What do they call the streams?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they hang out down by those things. They get run out of there a lot too, though.
I went to San Francisco years ago, probably 15 years ago, man. And that's the most homeless I ever saw, even compared to now. It was down, I think there's a baseball stadium right there. I didn't realize how close Oakland was either. To
San Francisco?
Yeah.
They're all just looped around the bay.
I know, it's kind of weird.
Hey, all right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. Deputy Doc's in there right now. We're going to get an update from that solar company. And Greg, guy spent $30,000, still doesn't have a working solar system. That's crazy. I'll tell you, we finally found a good solar company, though, Genesis. If you go to genesissolarco.com, you can get all the information there. They've got great guarantees, just great people all around. Maria, this sounds somewhat urgent. What's going on?
My son, he's not a lazy person. He works really hard, and when he gets to the point where his medical insurance kicks in, they let him go.
Well, like where? Where does he work right now, if anywhere? Or where did he work?
Right now, he's working for Advanced Autos, where he's a driver. He delivers parts, and he's worked for other companies.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing.
So basically, he's part-time right now, or was? Is he actually employed right now?
Yeah, he's employed. He's full-time.
Okay.
But like I said, every time he gets to the time where he can get his full year in, where he can be able to get medical, get his medical and all this crap, they let him go.
Well,
he has to start all over again to get another job.
A couple things here, Maria. One, I would assume he could continue working. So, like at Advanced, you really think it's planned to where when they have someone there for a while, and let's say it's the 1-year anniversary and the bennies are going to kick in, that they just get rid of people? You think that's what they're doing on purpose or by design?
I think it's because of him.
Okay, so
he's a very large person.
What do you mean? Like, paint me a picture here. Are we talking like tubby 2x4? Like what? How big are we talking?
Yeah, yes, it isn't, but it isn't because he gorges himself and eats constantly.
He's big boned.
He's big boned, and he has a huge stomach.
Yeah.
And,
but you think that's so? They probably think that he doesn't work as hard as other people just because of his weight.
No.
No.
No. He works harder than
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's probably the perception from these people.
No.
But what did you think we could help with? And as far as medical, the other thing with medical is, he can get on the exchange with no issue. If he's a parts driver for Napa or Advanced, he's probably making maybe $36-40 a year. His medical is going to be next to nothing after the tax incentives. Like literally, it could be less than $100 a month.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, does he have insurance right now? Is that part of this call? He needs insurance?
Yes, he has no insurance, no medical insurance.
Hold on, let's do this. Suzanne, I got you. Maria, I want to get you a real answer to this, like how much it would cost him to have good insurance, okay? You want to hang tight so we can do that?
It's over $100 a month, and he can't afford that.
Over, how much is it, though? How much is it?
He's told me this morning $140 a month.
All right, hold on. I want to get Suzanne. Hold on a second. I want to get our expert on. Just hold tight, Maria. Hold tight. But what do you honestly? How old is this kid, by the way?
He's in his 30s. He was born in '86.
Yeah. Do you have other kids?
No, he's the only one I have.
Where's Dad?
His dad's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Was Dad big man too? Are you a big gal?
No, I'm not.
I wonder, where did he get the weight from?
I don't know. I think it's a thyroid problem.
Does he have diabetes?
So, back, he probably does by now.
Yeah.
Back in the day when he was very young, they gave him tests and they told him that he had an overactive thyroid.
Huh.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Let's focus on getting him insurance. So hold tight. An overactive thyroid. I bet he likes fried chicken. Let's get real, man. I bet he eats a lot. No kidding. 30 years old, that big. He's got diabetes. Let's try to get Integron, and let's see what's going on. I want to ask John how much insurance is. I'm telling you right now, if you make less than, I think, $36,000, pretty much you might – we've got a lot to dig into there. Doc is still talking to her. Cynthia says her Facebook's been hacked. Cynthia, what's going on?
Well, I don't know. One day my Facebook was working. The next day, it's not. It says I need a something authorization.
Yeah, so a secondary verification. Generally, that could be so you put your password in, and it might be a text message. I don't know if Facebook's got a security app like Google, but they might have that, or an email. So have you tried just to change your password?
I have done that so many times, and it says it'll give me a 6-digit code by texting. I never get that.
I wonder, someone probably got in there and put their number in there, so they're getting it and not you. When did this happen?
It's been going on for about a month. You know, you can't contact Facebook.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's really tough. Let me ask you this. If you go to your Facebook page, does it look like someone took it over, or it's exactly where you left it a month ago?
All it does is I go on and I log in. It automatically says I need to change my...
No, you're not. No. Check out what I'm saying. If you just went there in a incognito browser, for that matter, if I went there and looked at your Facebook right now, do you know if it looks the same as it did a month ago when you had access?
Yes.
It does. So if someone did take it over, they really didn't do anything to it, right?
Well, I don't know. I can't get on.
Talib, do you have any ideas? I'm not into Facebook that much, but you run all of ours. I mean, if you have secondary authorization is needed and it's not your phone number, I mean, what do you possibly do at this point? I mean, honestly, I have no idea what you would do. If I lost my Google secondary, I don't know how I'd get in. Oh, yeah, I do, because I put Suzanne's phone as a backup, but Google allows that. I don't know about Facebook.
Facebook actually
does.
Well,
every number I've tried, it says that it needs a 6-digit verification.
Yeah, I did, but you're not getting it. Does it give you other options?
No.
That sucks.
It should be coming by email or by text message.
You know what?
Can she log into her account? Can you log into your account?
No.
No.
Not at all.
No.
No.
Okay.
She puts a password in and it goes, okay, we need secondary.
Do you have any really, really trusted Facebook friends? Somebody that you actually know that's on Facebook?
Like a sister or something?
Not really, no.
Okay, you need to find somebody that you can trust. They need to report that your account has been hacked, and you'll use them as a go-between to recover your account through
Where
Facebook.
do you go in Facebook? Where does a friend go in Facebook?
I'm not sure. I just read this the other day. I was tripping off of it, and I just read it the other day. They said if your account gets hacked,
hold on. Doug says he's got a solution. Doug, what's the solution?
She needs to call her phone company to allow her to get these short little text messages that Facebook and other people are sending out.
Hey,
I was having the same problem.
Cynthia, did you ever get text messages from Facebook up until this problem, or no?
No, I never asked for one.
See, Doug, what I'm worried about is someone else's phone number's in there. So you're saying, though, certain telcos won't allow text messages to come through?
it's a short text message that sends this code out.
Yeah.
And I called T-Mobile, and they changed something on it, and now I get all these, because I wasn't getting them from my bank. It's the same thing. You got to get this text code security code to give to their, to get in.
Cynthia, that's probably worth a shot. What I don't understand is how all of a sudden this happened. I wonder if Facebook in general, somewhere around a month ago started forcing people to have a secondary verification. I just don't know the answer to it. Hey, Doug, I appreciate that, man. That's what this show's about, help. So I would check that out, Cynthia. Suzanne, do you have any ideas? I mean, we get calls on Facebook all the time. You know what kills me is we give these companies, we give Facebook so much fuel. It's unbelievable. We share our entire lives, or a lot of people do, with Facebook. And if you ever want to reach out to someone because you have a problem, they could care less. But think of all the information. We feed them. We give them all of our habits. Some people, where they are 24/7 because of Facebook. And then if you think of Google, if you have a phone, Google knows everything about you. That guy, he went to the liquor store again. Oh, he's in church every Wednesday. Or he goes to the grocery store on Fridays. Or this must be where he works. We share so much information with these high-tech companies. And if we ever want to get through to them, they're like faceless. There's no one there. Zuckerberg, I don't think, has ever answered a phone in his life. It's crazy. Suzanne, any ideas? No.
I really don't, Mark.
God, I hate that.
It doesn't go to her phone number? Did she ever set up secondary authentication for that?
Cynthia, that's a good question.
No, I did.
Yes.
And they don't get checks either.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you remember putting in your phone number?
Yes, I do.
I'd call up exactly what Doug said and call up. Who do you have for your cell phone?
Verizon.
And just make sure you can receive those texts. I know what he's talking about. They don't actually come from a 10-digit phone number. They actually come from like a 5 or 6-digit weird short number. So maybe that is turned off on yours. But if you remember actually putting your cell phone number in there, maybe that is the problem.
Okay, I'll try that. But all I want to do is use my portal. That's all I want.
Your what?
My portal.
Do you like that? I was going to get my parents. In fact, I think I did get my parents.
You did. It was cool.
It seems to work pretty cool, but I don't know. What do you think of it? And for folks that don't know, it's like a camera that basically hooks up to your TV, and instead of like being on a small monitor FaceTiming with somebody, it's whatever size TV you have. I mean, do you like it?
I do like it, and I also like using, listening to you and the podcast and everything else.
Oh, yeah, right on the TV like that. That's kind of cool. Do you ever watch us, by the way?
I do.
You like watching us on YouTube, Facebook, huh?
I do.
Now, how about during the breaks? I mean, Tom, he can drop a few F-bombs and stuff during the breaks. I try not to cuss.
Well, that's the boy.
Yeah. All right. Try that. Seriously, Cynthia. Let us know if that fixes it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
You got it. 303-713-8255. One line open. We're going to come back. Someone's got a problem with AAA. And then Maria, we're trying
I'm going to get the health experts.
Yeah, get John on. I'm curious about her son. I want to see how much insurance. You know what's amazing to me is one of the things Obamacare did do was open up pretty cheap health insurance if you make virtually no money. So let's dig in and see if we can help Maria and her kid. Hold tight.
This is Denver.
Fix it in Colorado Pain What? They allowed that she's trying. Has she tried accessing her account through her phone? I don't know what they're laughing at. They thought it was a good one.
Slowing through the construction both directions on I-70 between Broadway and Colorado Boulevard. I-270 is busy both directions into Commerce City. We have a crash northbound Quebec at Quincy, just north of I-225, and an accident in North Aurora on South Ironton at EC16. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly cloudy today with a high near 83, a A few clouds tonight, a low at 49. Then sunny but cooler tomorrow at 77 degrees.
What,
And
Doc?
it's 68 with your
Void on us?
weather. Richie, 6:30. Hey,
Looking to save money this year? Look at Allstate. You can get the protection you need at the low rates you want. You can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
All right, what is the #1 killer of furnaces? You ready? It's very simple. It's dirt. It's that dirt buildup, that grime. Man, it can get less efficient. It can break down. You need to get that inspected and tuned up. And here's what the guys at Fix It are doing right now. Check it out. $39. You have to do this before it starts getting cold or else it goes away, because then they're out fixing all the furnaces that people didn't get inspected and didn't get tuned up. But they spend about an hour, sometimes longer, getting rid of all the dirt, tuning it up. They want to put that sticker on your furnace so if it does break down, you know who to call. Fix It 24/7. Remember, you got to get on the books now in order to get the $39 tune-up. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Now let's talk about pain. You know, if you suffer from pain, I want you to check these people out. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. All they do is help you manage pain. Maybe you've been dealing with bad knees, some kind of arthritis, you name it. These guys can help you. They can attack it in numerous different ways. They're all local doctors. The whole clinic is owned right here in Colorado. Pain does not need to be a permanent condition for you. If you think you've tried everything else, I want you to check these guys out. They take Medicare, virtually all insurances. That's all they care about is making you feel better. 303-GOT-PAIN, 303-GOT-PAIN, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Maybe you have
Gosh dang it!
Sometimes what may seem like a senior moment consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of NCI.
Petticoat junction.
If you
Petticoat junction.
You can also learn more about NCI.
That was Green Acres too.
Oh, you're right. Green Acres is a place to be. Farm living is a life for me. Land stretching out so far and wide. Fuck Manhattan, just give me the country. And then she comes on and goes, New York is where I want to be. Farm living is no place for me. That was a good show. How about Mr. Ed? Did you like Mr. Ed?
My parents hated the fact that I liked that fucking show.
I like Mr. Ed, man.
I liked the show, but my parents hated. My dad hated it.
Talking horse. They put a little string on that horse's lip.
My dog and my dad and my grandma.
How about the same time the Martian one? My favorite Martian.
I like my favorite Martian. Martian the Martian.
We all?
Yeah.
Okay, so this freaking company, all you can do is talk to a non-English speaking
I had it all on the tip of my tongue for that 21, with the 21 pilots, and then boom, when I went to say it, boom, it was totally out. Dude, am I supposed to refund both of those charges?
Yeah.
Both. Okay.
Just make sure you pull her out of billing till next year.
Okay, pardon me. And then I have Jared Quaz on for
cool.
Integra, okay?
Okay, Mark,
Sorry to interrupt.
all you can do is talk to this customer service rep who said all we can do is make a note and put in a service request for a technician, and that's what they've been doing for the past 3 months. The other number doesn't work. It's busy, and there's no way to get to this company right now.
Tell me on air.
I will. This really pisses me off.
Somebody said they actually lived in Hooterville.
In Hooterville?
Hey,
no,
shit. The town was so small that if you wanted to buy gas, you had to go to the gas station's owner's house and wake him up at 2 in the afternoon.
All right, so Suzanne and I, our first business when we were the ripe age of 18 and 16, we owned a snack cake route, and we delivered to a fucking town in Kansas. We were out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, called fucking Caney, Kansas, man. The fucking mayor was the one that owned the only little tiny grocery stores, more like a fucking hometown 7-Eleven type thing. The police, well, actually, they didn't have any cops, but the mayor owned the grocery store. Maybe they did have a cop. Hey, remember Caney, Kansas? And the mayor owned that little grocery store. Did they have cops there? Didn't they have a cop? No.
Somebody's asking, was the post office in the bar or the bar in the post office?
Everything was in that fucking grocery store. Everything. The whole thing was that grocery store. Caney, Kansas. Right on the border, man. They fucking, I'll tell you what, they sold a lot of snack cakes for us, so.
Hey, you were delivering staples.
Dude, God, I tell you what, man. We were together. We were either in our cake truck, which was like, like a hostess truck, or we were at home in our, our one-bedroom apartment. I mean, we were literally glued to the hips the first 2 years. I got so mad at her one time to leave. I don't even remember what it was about. We're cruising. It's 4 a.m. We're cruising to Kansas. I get so mad at her. I've never done this before. I got so mad, I grabbed her purse, and I threw her purse out the window.
Shit. Oh, you were mad.
I was so pissed, but guess what? Guess where my wallet was? In her purse. She sat there with this smug look. All right, 303-713-8255. I was just telling Talib something, then I'll get right back to the phones. Suzanne, get on that mic real quick. I was talking about Caney, Kansas, and these small towns, but do you remember when we were driving our cake route, we would get up twice. God, I was 18. She was 16. Maybe I was 19. She was 17. We lived together, and then we were in this truck 24/7. Basically, we worked 67 hours a week. I don't remember what we were arguing about, but we were on our way to Kansas. It's 4 a.m. We did this twice a week. It was just our route went through Kansas. I got so mad at her. And I've never done anything like this. I don't even remember what it was about, but I grabbed her purse, and I threw her purse out the window. Now, this is 30 years ago.
We're such dumb kids back then.
Yeah, this is like 30, whatever. But I'm looking at her, and she's not really mad. She's got this smug look on her face, and I just threw this purse out. Now, I would assume I had every intention of getting it, but she just sat there. Well, guess what? Tell him, Suzanne.
Well, like 5-10 minutes go by and you're like, where's my checkbook? I said, it's on the highway.
Yeah, my stuff was in her purse. What a moron I was. I'll never forget that, though. We drove all the time.
All we did was drive. All right, so we have got Jared.
By the way, I got one line open. 303-713-8255. Ripped off, taken advantage of.
Hey, Jared with
Integra Health Insurance. How are you doing, man? Jared?
Oh,
Jared.
You don't have him on, Mark. You have the caller on, but you don't have his line lit up.
Hey, Jared, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong line there. Hey, I've got a question for you. We have Marie on. She called because her son, he's big. He's fat. I mean, let's just say what it is. And he's having trouble getting insurance from companies. In fact, according to his mother, he'll work for a company for a certain amount of time, and let's say all the bennies kick in a year, they tend to get rid of them when the insurance kicks in. So I've got a couple questions here. Maria, how much do you think he makes a year? Because this is going to help Jared.
Oh, gosh. Let me think for a second.
How much does he make an hour? Do you know any of it?
Dang it. A little over $10 an hour.
Well, my God, I'd hope so. McDonald's pays like $25 in Castle Rock now. But let's say he makes $36,000 a year, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
How much is he going to pay on the exchange? I mean, honestly, for a decent plan where he can, go see a doctor.
Well, it really depends on his age. How old is he?
He's about 33.
33.
About 36,000. I mean,
or less.
It really depends on where he lives, but I would say around a couple $100, $200-$300. Maybe get some tax credit. And it really doesn't matter. And it's very odd that you mentioned that people are dropping because there are no pre-existing condition clauses anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Why do you think they're kind of dropping them when the medical's supposed to kick in, Maria? I mean, what makes you think that?
Oh, they probably think that he's going to
Cost them more?
I have no idea. He said he's going to cost them more money than what they think he's worth.
Well,
well, that wouldn't matter to the employer. It matters to the insurance company, but the employer doesn't pay for the.
In other words, just because he's fat, they don't pay any more money for him. Or let's say he's diabetic like you think he might be. Just because he's diabetic, and let's throw something else in there. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever ailment, there is no pre-existing. It doesn't matter. So the employer pays the same amount, Jared, for a fat guy that's 30 and an 80-year-old that has maybe, let's say, cancer or something, and then a perfectly healthy 20-year-old, right? It's the same thing?
Close. I mean, yes, they do pay less for the 20-year-old based off of age.
Okay, because of the
health.
So they do not base health or any form of pre-existing whatsoever anymore.
No. So
now, how about smoking though? Can't they charge more if you still smoke cigarettes?
Yes, depends on the carrier, but yes, but not much more. It's not crazy amount.
Don't you find it weird in this day and age? If you look at driving. And if you've got a good driving history like me, like literally, I have no tickets, I have nothing. It's good, and I get rewarded by having lower price on insurance. How come we don't reward healthy people that exercise and don't smoke, don't drink, and keep themselves in good shape and go get their physicals and eat right? How come we don't reward them with cheaper insurance? Why? Or why don't we penalize people like her son that maybe eat too much or that are heavy? And it's no offense to you, Maria. I'm just trying to figure out why, unlike any other insurance I can think about, think of your homeowners. If you never have a claim, it generally sits there. It might sneak up, but you get penalized if you have a claim. How come health insurance is different than any other kind of insurance?
Because people think health insurance is a right, whereas people don't believe, or society doesn't believe, that car insurance, homeowners insurance, any other kind of insurance is an inherent right.
Everything else is based on actual data.
Right, but
it drives me crazy. It's not.
Health care is a right, according to a lot of people.
Well, and maybe
that's why.
Maybe it should be a right, but it doesn't mean that people shouldn't pay their the fair share based on how they live. But anyhow,
how many jobs has your son lost this way?
Yeah, Maria, good question.
Quite a few. He has worked for so many different companies, and when he gets close to putting his year in, they let him go.
Maybe he just, I'm looking at this time up here. Maria, I'm not sure. How did you think we could help out, honestly? What'd you call for? Just to kind of vent?
Maybe, and to make people aware of what's going on with people.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to believe, though, if he's really working super, super hard. I mean, delivering stuff for a parts store, I can't imagine. As long as you have a good driving record and show up on time, there's not much to it. I mean, this isn't brain surgery. So if he's losing jobs like that, maybe he needs to look at a bigger company. I mean, honest to God, well, McDonald's probably isn't where he should go. I mean, I say that for different reasons, but
well, Mark.
Yes, Jared.
I don't see him losing health insurance based off of health. The only way that a company would be doing that is just based off of the price of the premium.
Yeah.
Because at age 33, it doesn't matter if you're the healthiest or sickest person in the world, they're paying the same.
I got you.
It probably has everything to do with price, not health.
All right. Hey, Jared, I appreciate it. By the way, open enrollment is when this year, Jared?
It starts November 1st and goes till January 15th.
We're getting there, and when open enrollment happens, folks, if you're not on a company plan, you got to call these guys. They will shop every health insurance company out there. They represent a ton of them. They'll find you the best deal based upon you and your family. These guys are great. Honestly, they can save you money. Integra Insurance, 303-466-5500. Now, we've got an international scam that Jan's going to tell us about. An issue with AAA, and then a question on a hail-proof roof.
Follow up on Bellow Solar.
Yeah, that guy should not be working at McDonald's. I started thinking.
Maybe he shouldn't be working.
Well, you got to have a job. You got to pay his mom's rent.
33 years old with diabetes. I mean, that's like, holy shit.
That's like
33 years old with diabetes.
Well, here's the deal.
I mean, you got to work at that because you're fucking, what makes insulin? Your pancreas? I mean, you got to fuck that shit up pretty good to have insulin by 33.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, I'm not talking 1, I'm talking 2.
I know. No, 1 is different, but type 2 diabetes, again, a lot of it is genetic. He can ameliorate it by lifestyle changes.
God, I'll never. Check it out, Genesis Solar. GenesisSolarCO.com. I want you to go there right now. I want you to call these guys up. They can tell you right over the phone how much money you can save on your house. They pull these bird's eye views. They can see how many panels they can place. They can tell you, not just tell you, they can guarantee how much money you'll save each year. And if you don't save that much with your brand new solar system, guess what? They'll write you a check for the difference. It's the only solar company that I know that's got a 25-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. GenesisSolarCO.com. Check them out right now, GenesisSolarCO.com.
Greenberry. There's health goals. There's.
I did bring the imaging by those fuckers didn't transfer it. So
I can't believe they don't. Like Kaiser, they just everything's digital.
Nope, they have to have the fucking disc. Anyway, take it to the class.
Really? They can't
access it. They wouldn't do it on the server. They wouldn't do it.
That's fucking
crazy. They had to have.
Why
is it somebody else's
I don't
server?
know.
Is it a different company?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to pay.
Every doctor I know, they all go for labs, go back and forth.
Absolutely.
So Lutheran will not Lutheran must have the disc.
That's crazy. That's insane.
It's the sugar buster.
Anyway, Mark, what is it about this kid? He may have this 33-year-old. He may have a predilection to type 2. That diet and exercise would ameliorate it to some degree, but based on genetics, he may have developed diabetes no matter what. And he needs his lifestyle to control it, so it reduces the amount of stress on his system.
They show this one commercial, man. So this brings up so many thoughts to me. So this guy's got this thing on the side of him, and he puts his phone on it, and it tells him his blood sugar. And here's how the hold on. Here's how the commercial goes. So he's getting ready to order dessert. He looks at it, and his blood sugar's like 150 or whatever. So he orders dessert. Then they show the same guy in a restaurant the next day. He looks at it, it's over 200. So then he doesn't order dessert. It seems to me it's stupid. It's making it worse on him. Because now he's actually, anytime his sugar is even where it should be, even though it's still elevated, but it's close, he's fucking feeding it.
Well, because he's being irresponsible.
Yeah, but that's the fucking commercial.
They're advertising to irresponsible people.
Absolutely.
That's what we're saying. Right?
Isn't that that whole thing fucked up?
Yeah, the whole point should be to control your blood sugar.
On the lower end.
Exactly.
Do they have things that can someone, like Holly, is there something that she could connect to that works all the time?
Yeah, an insulin pump.
Okay.
They do it all the time.
Is it like a big fucking thing?
No, what it does is it reads blood and feeds
constantly.
It's like an artificial pancreas.
Holy shit.
It's an insulin pump is what it's
called. Does she have one?
Yeah. Now, there are some that are insulin pumps that are not automated, so when you
How
read
old is
it...
Holly?
50.
Okay, because my friend's daughter had one when she was like between 12 and 13, and she wouldn't use it because she was so body conscious at that age.
Of course. A teenage girl, Jesus.
But now
you don't get more body conscious.
Exactly.
They're small.
Well, that's to our view, but not to a teenage girl. Any kind of body modification is scary.
Yeah, actually, fucking try. I don't remember leaving the concert and getting back to the hotel.
Were you drunk?
I definitely.
I drank last night.
But at least you were walking, right, Mark?
Oh,
you
yeah.
weren't driving.
No, fuck no. I tell you what, Doc, that ain't me, bro. If I feel like I could get fucking pulled over, if I feel like I wouldn't pass, I won't drink. Simple as that.
I agree.
I'm usually, if I go to a restaurant and have, 2 drinks over whatever dinner takes, an hour, I'm fine. But that's right there.
That's about all you should do.
You know what's weird, though? I was telling you about Archie. Fuck, man, I never seen a guy drink like that. That fucker would go 3 days straight, no sleep, just fucking drinking. It was fucking amazing. It's almost a talent.
I'm surprised he didn't sleep because, alcohol is depressing. You would think you would.
His kids, I hear this knock at 7 a.m. His kids were like, I don't know, 5 and 7 at the time. The older one, the 7-year-old, knocks on my door at 7 a.m. and goes, can you help me get my brother ready for school? We can't wake my dad up. And she said it so nonchalantly, like it happens all the time. And I go over there, I couldn't wake him up either, so I just helped him get dressed and got him to the school. But, I mean, he was so passed out, you couldn't wake him up. All right, 303-713-8255. Listen, we have a ton going on. Let me do this real quick. Dave, what's your question on my roof? Then we have an international scam coming up next hour. This is going to be unbelievable. And, John, I promise that issue with AAA, I'm dying to hear it. Generally speaking, we don't get any calls on AAA, but everybody's an independent contractor for them. But, Dave, what's your question, man?
Since you rave about it, and I am in the process of having my roof replaced.
Yep.
I would like to know what specific type of roof you have.
I always want to say F-Wave. That's what it's called, is F-Wave. So basically it's a F-Wave. It's a thick plastic, but it looks like whatever you want it to look like. Ours looks kind of like tile, if you will, but not... I don't know how to explain it. There's different looks to it, but I'm telling you, it is an incredible product. Now, it costs more. I used Excel Roofing, where you don't pay a cent until you're content, but I'll tell you what, my insurance went down, and then I upped my hail and wind peril deductible because I know nothing's ever going to happen to this roof. And it's got either a 20 or 25-year warranty for fading and everything else, but honest to God, it's plastic. My roof is plastic. You could take a baseball and throw it at this thing, and nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's an amazing roof, man. Now, it costs probably double. So how big's your roof?
So 50%. That's a little more than I was considering.
Are you doing it on a hail claim?
Yes.
See, here's what I'd do. I'd call Excel out, and I'd get a bid on it. And then what I would do, after you get a bid, let's say the roof, to replace your existing roof, I'm just going to throw numbers out, $15,000, okay? Let's say it's $15,000. After you get that part done, so you don't have to mess with that 15, then I'd call Matt at Paragon, and I bet Matt can find another 10 or 15 that your insurance company will end up paying, and then boom, your math is right there. You can afford to get that roof with little out of pocket. I'm telling you, people listening to me are going, I don't think that's possible, but it is. Call Matt at Paragon Services on our referral list at referrallist.com. All right, hold tight. Martino's in the house. We've got a lot going on. My name's Mark Major. We'll be right back after these messages. What were you drinking? Wine? Oh, you don't drink wine, do you?
Yeah, I drink wine.
Fucking wine is so sweet.
Well, not always. Come on.
I just don't like wine.
Well, that's okay, but not all wine is sweet.
Well, isn't it all fucking grapes?
It's not all sweet at all. Some of it's
Hey, dude, what's up?
Whoa!
How many,
How's it going?
How many, teeth do you have fixed?
2.
Does it hurt?
No, the bottom one she didn't even have to numb me. And then the top one, she didn't numb me and started to do it, and I was like...
First cavities he's had, I think, right?
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, that hurt. And so
I'll tell you what I hate is the sound of that fucking drill, man.
It freaks me out. But she let me put on Netflix, throw on headphones.
Yeah, you have that. Just remember Ken.
Oh, yeah.
He's at our house. Come see me.
Look how tall this kid is, man.
I'm not sure about this.
Hey, Suze.
Yes.
I'm not that sure. Troubleshooter is taller than me, but I'm not.
Okay, it is, and I sent that back to you, Mark, because I've never had access to a big payment. So, yeah, I think it should be on the referral list card.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'll put it on. I don't know why it got turned down. I'm gonna go and see why. I mean, it got turned down. Our payment for Google.
Miles, you can have a seat if you want.
Did you pull my car back in, dude?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna use a headset until I get my.
Where's the Addy at?
I know you reminded me, but it's at my other house. They're at my other house.
Okay, Addie's using yours. Do you want yours back? You want to give her those?
Does she mind? Just for today.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that earpiece again, but it's scratching me.
Yeah, you didn't see my text this morning, did you?
Yeah, I did. No, I did, but it's in my other house. That's what I was saying.
All right, I'll go get your.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
It's in the church.
You gonna play with us today?
Just for a minute. Yeah. Come say hi to Addie and Ann before you leave too.
I'll come say hi real quick right now.
People over 65 or those with compromised immune systems. Weekly jobless claims increased slightly for the second.
Was he at the dentist?
Yeah, this morning.
This is ABC News. Authorities in Florida are intensifying their search for Brian Laundrie, the boyfriend of Gabby.
They're still looking for this dude. He ain't showed up yet.
Record gas prices in Europe, many are blaming Russia for the increase.
Poor little girl. God damn it. I mean, no one deserves to be murdered, but such a young person.
Did you get your stuff dropped off?
God. But now, at least it gave me a preview. It's a mother to get through there. You got to get screened and everything.
Yeah.
So, Tom, did you get the disc or not?
Yeah, and I dropped it off. That's why I was so late.
I didn't expect to see you get to leave.
And I'm here every day now, thanks to your pappy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He dragged me out of the closet and made me come down here and sit in this chair.
Can't complain too much.
I won't. Don't do no good. He don't listen.
My cheeks all numb. It's driving me crazy.
What did you have done?
I had to get 2 fillings and 2 cavities.
I always want to get numb for that shit. I hate that drill.
Oh yeah, the drill sucks.
I mean, they're better than they used to be.
That's why you got to get nitrous.
I don't like that either.
What's nitrous?
It'll make you feel high.
Yeah.
I don't like it. How high does it make you feel?
Pretty high.
I don't like that. See, I don't like
You're
that.
totally out of it. You don't care.
You sure it doesn't make you paranoid? Because I
No,
get.
it doesn't make you paranoid.
I'm not a good high.
It doesn't. I guess highs are. It just makes you not care about what's going on. You're sort of in your own little world.
It's like something the dentist give you?
Yeah, you inhale it.
You just say, give me nitrous.
Give me nitrous oxide. This.
Not all of them do it.
Almost all dentists do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of. But then you can't drive after.
No, you can.
Oh, you can?
It doesn't stick long.
Oh.
The half-life is like 5 minutes.
It takes 5 minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
What's the shit that kids take that makes them crazy? Like they have YouTube videos on it. They get all emotional and they cry.
I don't know.
There's a bunch of YouTubes on it of kids getting their wisdom teeth out and then coming off of anesthesia and they're in the car. I mean, have you seen those videos?
It's when you get your wisdom teeth out.
Right.
I forget what they give you, but it makes you like
fucked up.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going on.
It must be conscious sedation, Tom.
No, because I mean, conscious sedation you come out of. These guys are, but these kids are in the car, still crazy.
It's funny.
For like an hour.
Yep.
Look at this border.
Jesus. NBC's Law and Order, SVU, and Organized Crime. Northbound I-25 will ride the brakes from Alameda in downtown Denver.
It's funny what you don't hear about on CNN that you hear about all the time on Fox. You don't hear anything about the crime wave. Nothing. I mean nothing.
Accident on Colfax at Tower Road in a crash event for Bedford Quincy, just north by 225. Fox 31.
So I went to get a booster shot on Tuesday, Tom.
I know, they wouldn't give it to
you. They would give me, but now they're going to give it to me. Because the FDA has approved it.
Right now it's 70.
So that's weird. They approved it. Like in that short time between.
Well, yeah, they had the meeting yesterday.
So now you get it.
If you're over 65, you can get it
after 6 months.
Or if you have underlying conditions.
And you have both.
I have both.
You're not concerned at all about any kind of reaction.
I know how it works. I told you, my feeling is the more antibodies you have, the more virus particles you can eliminate. It's like going into battle.
They don't give you antibodies.
No, but it produces antibodies.
When you get the virus.
No. It
in
produces
reaction
antibodies when you get the vaccine. It produces the spike proteins that block the virus.
Are you talking about getting the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, the booster shot.
No, the
booster?
He was first in line.
Oh, this kid is loopy.
Yeah. Oh, you looked it up, right?
So what do they give him?
I don't know.
I think it says nitrous oxide.
No, but it can't be because it wears off in 5 minutes. Nitrous would not have an effect.
This is not
that long.
Because once you stop breathing it, it dissipates.
Everybody can get my damn window. He's high in the high.
It's not ketamine, is it?
I have no idea.
It might be ketamine.
Did you do any in-house at all?
Okay. Sorry. It's saying it's nitrous oxide, but they will also do a sedative. A sedative. All right.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know how I love talking about great stuff? Well, this is the show that talks about great stuff every day to save you money, to keep you from getting ripped off, to recover down payments. WaterPros.net has the best water systems, whole house, than anyone, and even drinking water fountain. I call it a fountain. It's a drinking water. Yeah, it's what it is. A fountain at the kitchen for under $1,000 fully installed. Whole house systems are under $2,000 fully installed for conditioning, softening, filtration. WaterPros.net, the best system you can buy for the best price, low maintenance, computerized. That's Paul the Waterman. WaterPros.net. Okay, so let's talk. 303-713-TALK. I want to go to Dee because she held a bit about a dental issue yesterday, and we didn't get to her. So let's talk. What's going on, Dee?
Well, I have a problem with the dentist that I started out in January with, and he had an associate there, and then I happened to get the associate, and so I needed an upper plate, and I needed a bridge in the bottom, and I had had a lot of the work prepped before because I had been to 3 other dentists.
All right, so this was for specifically for what procedure? A bridge. Where?
A complete plate upstairs.
Okay.
So
the whole
plate.
upper plate. And then yes. What went wrong?
Well, he discharged the associate before I was completely done, and the
You mean the associate that was working with you?
Yes. Dr. Barta.
The actual doctor, dentist, was fired from the practice or let go?
He let go. He let his associate go because he said they didn't have enough business. Okay. But I think it was due to the lack that he did not know what he was doing, and my bottom bridge is absolutely
Now, did he screw up both the, you said you needed a full upper and a bottom bridge.
Yes.
Which one did he screw up?
Both of them. Absolutely both of them.
Well, will the doctor in charge make it good?
No, he won't. I've sent him 2 letters, and so he's had his secretary to call me back and says there was nothing he could do. I did.
Wait a minute. His practice did it, and he said there's nothing he can do.
Absolutely. I've got their letters right here in front of me that I sent him.
What did they do wrong exactly?
Well, when they did let's go to the top part.
Yeah, the upper.
Yeah, the upper.
How is it screwed up? Just in plain layman's terms, it doesn't fit right. What?
Well, it doesn't fit right, and the teeth are up and down. And I took him a picture.
You mean they move? They move in place.
He moved. Well, he moved them in place. He didn't put them in the proper place. And so, and
do you have any implants to hold the upper plate? Do you have implants?
No, I do not.
How do they hold them in place?
Well, you have to use a gel. Or
okay, but the newer way to do it is with implants. They put 4, 6 implants, whatever, to snap in. And you're telling me these teeth do not snap in. They're the old-fashioned way where they fit with a suction with a gel.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And they're not fitting properly.
No, they don't even look good when I'm talking. And so,
do they ever drop? Do they ever drop?
Oh yeah. I take a drink of water and they just pop right out when
That's disgusting.
Pucker up.
That's terrible.
And then so I drink out of a straw. And so
what about the bottom?
Plate,
the bottom bridge. How big is that? How many teeth?
He put 4 on each side, which was a mistake in the beginning because that is not what I had in the past. And so then now that the metal part going in to hold the teeth, it rubs into the back of my jawbone. And so, and also he put in, it looks like they just ripped off 4 teeth from a strip, and they put it in the front, and there's gaps between the hook-on.
All right.
And so I look like a Pekingese dog when I smile.
Really? They're cute. But anyway, listen, I'm not kidding. Let's get some help here. But we need to know why this dentist says there's nothing he can do. If he
Well, you have to
you have his letter. You have is it in writing or email? I mean in a regular letter?
No, it's verbal because he had his secretary to call me after he received 2 letters from me.
And the secretary said there's nothing we can do.
She said the doctor said that Dr. Molnar said there was nothing he could do. And I had told him before, he said he could do this and do that, and he didn't. And I said, well, Band-Aids aren't going to fix it.
You said Dr. Molnar.
Molnar, mm-hmm.
What's the name of the practice?
It's Molnar and Associates.
Okay.
Let's have Doc call over.
Yeah, and they're going to tell us about HIPAA and all that. Of course, that's their favorite hide behind, but we can do a 3-way call possibly or whatever.
Has she called the dental board?
You need to complain to the dental board as well.
Have you figured out from another doctor what needs to be done?
No,
Well, you need that. You need to be analyzed.
Okay. Yeah, you need to get an opinion.
We have to get an opinion. I mean, you want everything done from scratch now, right?
Yes, I told.
Well, here's what I want to tell you. If you get a full refund, and they can do implants, you may have to pay a little more for the implants and do it the right way. But that's probably the way to go with the way you're talking.
Okay.
But how much did you spend in full?
I spent over $4,500, and I don't know what my insurance paid.
Ooh.
I can get a
who's your insurance?
Out from those guys. Delta.
So, man, okay. Plus Delta Insurance. Okay, we will start out with Deputy Doc, and then we need to just get you analyzed and see what's wrong. And this guy sounds like a clown. Molnar and Associates. That's the name. Where are they located?
They're located at the Citadel Mall, and they're in a high-rise behind the mall next to Academy Boulevard.
Okay, in Colorado Springs. Hold on. Here's the deal. Dentists are not what they used to be. It's too bad. I don't know what's going on with them. Dentists, I'm serious. Now, here's what I found in dentistry. You have superior dentists, and then you have schlock. It used to be like they're all pretty good. Now, a few of them are really superior. They really do a good job, and then the rest of them are schlock. I don't know
like an anti-dentite.
No, hell no. I love dentists. But
no, Tom,
I'm saying the industry is going to hell.
You're painting with an overly broad brush.
Now,
hold
on.
Professional.
Hold on, Doc. Here's what I said. Just so you can judge my brush before you misjudge me. I said it used to be almost all dentists were pretty darn good, and now you have superior dentists and schlock dentists. I don't see a lot of in between. That's what I'm basing that, of course, on consumer complaints. So my brush is just fine. It's saying there's some great ones and there are not so great ones. Okay? So, are you saying they're all mediocrity?
No, what I'm saying is that most dentists are good and that... Like
I don't think most of them are good.
Okay, that's where we disagree.
Yeah, I don't think most of them are good.
Let me ask you a question,
I think our
Tom.
dental complaints have fourfolded in the last few years.
We need to get... I have a question about a legal opinion.
I'm not going to give...
We don't give legal opinions.
We need to have one of our attorneys find out whether or not the practice, if he was an employee or an associate, what the legal obligation of the practice is before we go after this guy. If he was an associate or an employee, it may be different as to what the obligation of Molnar is.
What?
That's all.
It's Molnar and Associates. It sounds to me like it's his practice. But I mean, you know, and I don't think patients ask, are you 1099 or are you a W-2? I need to know for legal reasons. I mean, I say you put up a sign, you call yourself Molnar and Associates, and one of your associates screws up somebody's mouth, there's a pretty good bet that you're going to be on the hook for that.
I think you have a moral obligation. I just don't know if you have a legal obligation.
If the guy was, I mean, literally, the guy could have been renting a chair.
Absolutely.
I mean, he could have.
That's what we need to find out.
So let's figure it out, and that's what we're going to do first. So, Deputy Doc, we start with however we start with this, but we got to get D somewhere to be looked at. That's one of the main deals. More coming up.
As opposed to, like, say, renting the space, it's a totally different thing as far as legal obligation.
It could be.
I mean, I think the guy has a moral obligation to fix it.
Well, I don't even know that. If he was truly dental spa with a renting, but I've never heard of dental spas like that.
That's pretty deep. That would be pretty reckless, I would think.
Yeah, because you would be, or if you did that, then call it what it is, you know, dentists, not Molnar and Associates.
All right, I'll have
TheArtOfGranite.com is the website where you'll find Mitch Floria and his team. I love the way The Art of Granite does business. They tear out and haul away everything free when you decide to use them. They also do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And what I really love, they sell all materials at wholesale and then charge for fabrication and installation. So they can give you prices on the phone. TheArtOfGranite.com. 303-386-5919.
This is for all my listeners who are...
I had a partner for a short while in my practice, Tom. And if he did something that was malpractice, I would not be responsible for it.
Right.
So,
but it wasn't a Manfrey and Associates.
Yeah, it was Manfrey and Court, PC. But the malpractice was separate. I was not responsible for his acts of malpractice, or vice versa.
Well, we're sure that's logical.
So that may be in this case too.
The batteries in last year's flu chip need charging.
What is the what was Jeremy Carter's company called? Is that in the article?
Just who am I up against for the meatball contest? Is it you and Tom, or just you?
No, me. Well, you're not. I thought it was. He was the one who was here. It was me, Mark, and Tom.
He said
it's not going to make it, so it's you three.
Suzanne's making them.
Oh, okay. So it's you, me, and Tom.
You're going down.
What's going on? My address, I changed to my house, but I'll take
You can't judge.
You know what you do?
You
stroll into your local Walmart. Nope. You go to the frozen aisle, and they got some you could microwave, cook in a pan.
What?
Meatballs.
Oh.
What address do you use for Capital One referral list card?
I think it's a P.O. Box 672-80116.
P.O. Box 672?
Yeah.
Franktown?
Why, is it coming back bad when you put that in?
No, I didn't know what.
I
don't know
think
what
it's
address.
that one.
No, I think when I changed my Capital One, it changed everything. I'm going to go on Capital One and find out. I think
Here's the problem. I never use that card online. I only use it like at Costco or
and I
Sam's
only
Club.
use it online for certain things. So
Yeah.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Let me know. I can help
All right.
you figure it out if you need help.
Do you remember the last 4 digits on that one? I just always confuse myself. It's this one. It's 7-1.
If you click on it, I'm pretty sure it's
my
that one.
contractor is saying he's going to go bankrupt. Can you tell me if Plains Building Systems LLC is filed in the last couple of weeks?
That was first.
Plains.
Okay, got
All
it.
of
Yeah,
those.
that's all the shit. Right, got it. Okay, thanks.
If you look at the statement, the billing address would be on that.
The statement for this one.
Yeah. You
Oh,
just
okay.
say,
Where's the
scroll
statement
up,
for this
view
one?
statements, under your maybe later. And then just pick one.
LLC.
Scroll down.
Yeah. In Plains,
Yeah.
like.
Okay, good.
Oh, no, they have it wrong, Tom. Look at that.
What's wrong with it?
They have it wrong on the P.O. Box 26. I need to call Cap One and fix that.
Oh, well, I think we can do it right here, but what
If we can, it's not 26, it's 672. I don't know why they have P.O. Box 26 on there.
I guess the other thing is you do it.
Can you change it online?
Jeremy Carter.
672, I think you can, but I don't want to screw it up. Man, where do I go?
Yeah.
I wonder how they would get it that wrong.
Where
That's still the same one.
Hey, where is
Then view statements.
what county's Carter in? Do we know?
Several, but I know the biggest one would be Morgan County. Is where most of the
good.
victims
So
are.
we do have 2 different addresses. I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Do you want me to fix the River Girls one, or are you going to fix it?
Well, you have access to it, so you go online and change it. That's what I do.
Okay.
You go online and change it. So if you're used to navigating, you can do that with Addy. Here, let's do it. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll try to get that. That'd be perfect. So it's P.O. Box 672. Suze, P.O. Box 672.
You know, that jerk still hasn't filed bankruptcy.
80116.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free market valuations of your home based on the current market and what he thinks it will sell for. Way better than an appraisal. Of course, you need an appraisal once you sell it, but if you want to know what it will bring, this is way more accurate than that and more accurate than Zillow or anything like that. And it's free and it's detailed for the asking. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Mike's got a comment. Oh, no, never mind. That's not Mike. That's Jan. I'll get to Jan right now. Mike hung up on that dental call. Here's the bottom line. Deputy Doc brought out sometimes in malpractice, they insure each doctor separately. And it could very well be, I mean, I say, hey, his name and associates is on there. But really, who knows how the guy insulated himself? We do have to look into that. I mean, it is possible, Dee, that you got screwed. Did you call for her, Deputy Doc? Are you going to call for her? We ought to find out how that business is structured, too.
I'm going to call her and get all the information and
good.
follow up on it this afternoon.
You notice
Jan, you're next.
Something about Doc. When it comes to doctors and dentists, he always seems to treat them a little different, a little higher on a pedestal than a contractor. Admit it.
That's not true.
Jan,
hi, buddy.
What's going on?
Well, it's good to talk to a real human.
Yes.
I got involved in a scam starting back in 2016 through an internet dating site.
Okay, what happened?
I got involved with this person on the internet, never heard a voice. They were supposedly in
you were probably catfished. A lot of people get catfished where they try to extort money. Anyway,
I was a widower and I'd lost my wife. So anyway, she said, "Hey, we're going to get together." And then I get an email that says, "I've got to go to Lagos, Nigeria. My father left me
of course
this property after he died, and
lucky
I'm taking
you.
an attorney with me." Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah, I don't think we have nearly enough time. But anyway, she said, "I've got to go over there." So she flew supposedly to Nigeria, Lagos, got over there, and the attorney was not licensed to work over there. So she had to send the attorney home, lost the money there, and then find out some way to live in Nigeria while she got counsel to get this property that her father had left her.
Okay, so now she's in Nigeria. Now she's in Nigeria.
She's in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
So anyway, she says she's a Christian. She found a Christian church.
Well, of course.
That would take care of her.
Of course.
I'm a born-again Christian, and I believe in God.
No, I know,
Anyway.
but of course she's going to be Christian because she's going to play on that. Go ahead. What else?
Absolutely. So anyway, she says, well, they're going to offer me this piece of property has railway, good roads.
Sure, yeah.
All resources. They're going to pay me $10 million for it.
Wait, but hold on. Wait. They're going to pay. Wait a minute, Jan. You one thing at a time. They're going to pay you $10 million for it. It's not yours. So how are they going to pay you $10 million for it? Do they want you to buy it first?
Well, they were going to pay her $10 million, but she would run out of money to stay there.
So what does she want you to do? What's the bottom line?
Support her while she's there.
Okay. And how do you and if you support her while she's there and help her with legal fees and all of that, what does that end up getting you?
Well, I was promised a wonderful life.
Okay, well, what about the $10 million? The hell with the wife. What about the $10 million?
Oh, it went to $15 million.
Okay, but did she say she would share the spoils with you?
Oh, I have her on the internet and stuff. Anyway, saying that she's my wife, and it gets even better, Tom.
Yeah, okay, I need to know, anyway. Jan, did you ever get married to this entity?
Oh, no. It's just on the internet. I only heard this woman's voice since 2017 once.
Did you pay any money?
Oh, a lot. I'm in the other end of $200,000.
You have invested.
Moly.
Did you do it a little at a time?
A little. It started off with gift cards to support. Then it went to Walmart transfers, which are in the United States. So I have records of that.
How much total? You say about $200,000.
Yeah. Well, I'm $60,000 in debt just in credit cards, which I sent thousands and thousands of dollars in iPhone 10s. And
it's hard to believe you're this dumb.
Yeah, it is hard to believe you fell for this, Jan.
Brother.
No, seriously, and I don't say that to be mean. I mean, what the hell was the iPhones? What were the iPhones for?
She sold them, and I don't.
And you know there is no she, right? You know there is no she.
It's a fat kid in his basement.
Well, it's probably starting to dawn on me a little bit.
It's a group of scammers.
All these phones came out of Best Buy here in Loveland, Colorado. So there's records of that.
Yeah, it doesn't. All it is, it's just a record of what you spent. You will never get your money back, right? Let's just start right there.
So I'm trying to get the FBI to be kind of involved in. Let me give you another little to the inference. In 2019, August 23rd, I had a surgery for a back surgery.
Yeah.
Up here in Loveland. My daughter and my sister came in to support me. Got a hold of my iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. It's a Galaxy. Anyway, they got a hold of it and saw how much money was going out and what had happened. And they tried to give that information to the Larimer County Sheriff.
Yeah, listen, they don't want law enforcement isn't going to do anything. Jan, I hate to break this to you. The FBI is not going to do it. They're not going to do anything. No one cares about this kind of scam because there are thousands of you, thousands and thousands of you. And they would rather, I don't know, go after people who don't get vaccinated. I don't know what to tell you, man. They're not gonna do anything to you. They're not.
I'm vaccinated double, but anyway.
But
anyway,
listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let's get right down to it.
I contacted the FBI, and they don't want to talk to me.
Of course they don't. They can't do anything. It is over. They're not going to go out of the country. No one cares. Jan, this is the God's honest truth. Now, I'm going to give you some real advice. I'm serious, Jan. I have some advice that will help you, though. Even though the FBI won't help you, I'll help you. Hang on.
This guy,
It's hard to believe he's that fucking dumb.
it is.
And iPhones, stacks of iPhones. He says,
It's just, God, it's and I believe him too. I thought he was
because
putting
the
this on
guy
for a second.
is old, he's a widower, he wants a woman.
Fuck.
I'm shocked
He
that
must
she
really want to.
Get me back to pimping and pounding.
You can find a woman around here for 200,000. You don't have to go to
You can buy one
Nigeria.
around here for 200.
Hey,
Fuck.
I need.
I'm going to buy one around here 200 times, 4,000.
God, I can't believe he's that dumb. I thought he was truly putting this on for a second. Then if he's putting this on, that motherfucker's a good actor.
Oh, my goodness. Anybody want anything out of the room?
I'll take a water. You know what? You know they're sitting in some room somewhere, and that guy, they're high-fiving like a motherfucker. Talk about catching a fish.
He's a whoever it is in a call room in either Pakistan or Nigeria.
They're just
No, I had the
high-fiving.
basement down the street from this dude.
It's crazy,
You know
man.
how many times I get a lot of these on AARP on my Ford watch?
Yeah, but $200,000. Fuck. It's fucking incredible.
I talked to a guy yesterday who put 350 grand into some cryptocurrency. He never met the people. He invested on some website, and now they ghosted him, and he wants to know what he can do. And, you know, they don't realize that the advantage and disadvantage of Bitcoin is that it can't be traced. So they send these Bitcoins to these people, and then they disappear, and they want to know, well, how come I can't get my money back?
Yeah.
Because you're an idiot and you send money to people you don't know. You know, it has to do with greed, I guess. You know, like we were talking yesterday about.
Holy shit, they were whipping people. That is fucked up.
Wow.
Holy shit, man. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh my God, can you imagine that? They are legitimately whipping black people at the fucking border. Dude, look at this shit.
What?
There's a fucking a federal agent on horseback whipping a black dude at the border.
Yeah.
I fucking shit you not.
Yes, that was all over the news yesterday.
That shit is fucking crazy.
That was all over the news yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And you wonder.
Oh my God.
And you wonder where.
So I want to know how these.
That is fucking unreal.
How did all these Haitians get to Texas?
You know, I wondered that too. How the fuck did they get there? How? How do you walk from Haiti?
Same way the Afghanis got to.
No, you got to take a fucking boat from Haiti.
But you know,
I'm just buying tickets.
You know the
No,
Afghans.
he's going to know today. He told me. You will have an answer today, so
I'll
just
have
wait.
an answer today, Suze. He said I'll have an answer today, so I'll wait on that. And then, but we'll still start the account, okay? And get ready to do it. Because you know what? To be honest with you, Mark, those tickets are only $170 each, right near the fucking stage.
Yeah, they came down.
So I want to 4 shows, people. So what do you think? You would probably get me good ones like that, right?
I have no idea. Usually they're good. I've never got bad tickets. I mean,
What are you
you know,
getting tickets for, Mark?
Tom's we're going to go to.
Oh, you know, he's going to join you
on our third leg of the adventure.
And then we'll have dinner or something. But I want to make sure I can get them.
Yeah, we'll get you. That's fucking crazy, dude. So when I went to Punta Cana, it's fucking nuts, man. It's like a whole nother world over there.
Oh, Haiti? I tell you.
We were on the other side of the island.
You on the DR side, right?
It's so fucking crazy that half of it is resorts, and then the other half is probably next to the biggest slums in the world.
You know why?
It's crazy, man.
Mark, if you look at the history of how the French, compared to the Spanish, treated the Caribbean colonies. It explains everything about the evolution of Haiti and DR and why they're so different.
You know why Haitians fucking French up.
What was that?
I said why they fucking French up in the revolution.
But there was a total difference of how the colonial powers treated both halves of the island.
You know, that's where Addie, my daughter, in there.
Yeah.
We were out fucking scuba diving in the middle of the fucking ocean.
In DR?
In DR.
Yeah.
She was getting her junior patty. We came up, the boat was fucking gone.
You're kidding.
Fuck no, I'm not. We swam over to a fucking island.
Come on, you shit me.
I fucking shit you not, dude.
Holy shit, how far out were you?
Not too far. It was about probably a 2-mile swim. She had to do a 1 mile anyhow to get her patty, so they counted that.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yep.
I've heard about that. They used to do that with the drift dives in Cozumel.
Fuck, man. The only thing I was thinking, she was probably 13. So, I mean, she knew what was going on, but I couldn't get panicky. So I was kind of just acting like, here's the deal, you know, let's just swim over this. We'll go ahead and knock up your mile now.
Wow.
Like we had a fucking choice.
That's, you know.
It was fucking crazy, dude.
I would get, that's really scary shit.
Yeah. So on that,
the ocean was calm.
So on that same trip, the next day we went out, and she had to do her cave one. So you got to do a cave dive to get your patty. And so we're in this cave.
This Google says we're
and
I used to do a cave dive for my patty.
Yeah, she did. And so we get in the cave, and our guy's with us. And she had to, well, I did too, take her mask off and all this shit, put it back on. So she did great. We get back up into the boat.
You're going to get a reset code in your email. You already have the camera.
She projectile vomited basically the whole way back.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk. Now, we are going to go back to that international scam, but first, let me just take John, who's been waiting so long, and then I promise you, Jan, we have some ideas for you on that $200,000. Seriously, we do. We've been talking to people. Now, John.
Bankruptcy.
John, what's going on with you? John?
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
Hi, I'm here. Back on August 26th, I called Auto Club that I've been a member for 45 years to have a tow truck come. My idler pulley broke and I lost my serpentine belt.
Sure, okay, you broke down.
Tow truck driver arrived, and with a flatbed, I've got a F-250 diesel truck.
Okay.
And I saw where he was trying to put the hooks, and I told him, no, you can't do it there. That's not the way you do it. And I showed him where you hook it up on the frame. And he didn't listen to me, so he started to drag the thing up to the edge of the flatbed, probably moved it about 8 inches or a foot, something like that. And the noise was absolutely horrendous. It was like you had marbles in a pot with a lid on it and was shaking
was
it.
The noise from the wheels turning?
Yes.
The wheels were not locked. They were not locked. He was turning them?
He was turning them, but what ended up happening is the hook was jammed into the front axle U-joints, and it just destroyed them. So
he was pulling from the axle, which was moving within the hook.
Right. So anyway,
so he was moving against himself, actually. So what happened? Did he acknowledge that he did damage?
Well, I told him to stop, and then he tried dragging it again, and he dragged it about 6 inches, and I just screamed at him, "Stop! Get another truck out here." So they get another truck out there, and as soon as the other driver looked at it, he said he should not have done it this way. I said, "No shit." Or excuse me.
I got it.
So anyway,
all right. So listen. I need to get right to it. Where do we stand right now? Just get right to it. He did damage the AAA tow truck, which, by the way, is an independent tow truck. You have to go after them. AAA is not going to pay you. So what are they doing about it? This tow truck?
Nothing. They won't return calls.
What's the name?
Club won't
What's the name of the tow?
The tow company is Black Diamond Auto Transport.
How much damage is done?
$1,325.
All right.
Okay, and that's good for small claims court if we need to do that. But
yeah, they should. I mean, he should have insurance that covers.
Yeah,
this
but
easily.
tell me, they did it. They did it. How many miles on this truck?
A little over 200.
That's going to be a little problem.
Very good shape.
I get it, bro. I get it. But that's going to be a little bit of a problem. If they rebuild it, it won't. But if they start replacing parts, you're going to be facing some depreciation no matter how you look at it. No matter how you look at it.
We just got to call these guys.
We got to call them and just see why the hell they're doing this. Why won't they just talk to you?
Do you have the tow truck driver's direct number?
I can tell you the tow company's line.
Okay.
And who was the driver? Who was the driver?
Dion was the original driver, and Jordan's the one who came out and told him that he did it wrong.
Now, when Jordan told him he did it wrong, did Jordan do it right?
Well, they had to beat the hooks out with a sledgehammer.
And then what?
Then they were able to tow it up on the tow truck.
Now, how do you know it did damage? I mean, when you tried to drive it, what happens?
I took it to Keller's, which is also an Auto Club approved shop.
They're good people. Then what?
They examined it and they wrote on there improper towing, inner and outer axle shaft damage, U-joint replacement would be impossible unless replacing the entire shaft assembly. Caliper slide pin's been bent, which will cause improper caliper movement. Bed or bed wear.
Look, bro, you can't get all that new stuff and call it because of that. You have 200,000 miles on it. I'm not saying we can't get you something.
I've replaced Tom.
Yeah.
I've maintained the vehicle. It's got new ball joints on it with probably less than 50,000 miles on it. Auto Club is providing me no service whatsoever.
No, that's good. That's good. If you have records of having those things replaced recently, I'm just saying if you have a 200,000-mile truck, it's not a chance to get all new parts now. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to.
It's only $1,300. I mean, these guys should pay this.
No,
this
$1,300 sounds like it's a rebuild of what was wrong. It doesn't sound a lot like Betterment to me. So. What really bothers me is you can't even get a phone call from AAA. That bothers me.
Let's reach out to the tow truck company.
I want to I want to call AAA
let's
too.
Blow them up.
I think we should call AAA. Suze, we should call AAA of Colorado. Is that what it is? AAA of Colorado?
Who I'm talking to is the customer service for. The tow service. I can give you her name and number.
All right, hold on. Suze, let's start with some initial calls. These people should at least return his damn call. He had $1,300 worth of damage in a tow from AAA, and they won't even talk to him. And he has the damage documented where the mechanics, Keller brothers, which aren't bad, those are the Kellers I remember, they wrote down detailed information. So I'm with you on that. Now, Jan, as far as this dating scam, Mark, blurted it out when I wanted to tell you about it. So he was right. He said bankruptcy, and I'm telling you, one of the few things you can do is bankruptcy because you really are a victim here, and. I hope you will consider that. Now, I don't know if you own your home and how complicated that will be. Do you have a lot of equity in your home?
I don't now. Everything's been transferred over to my daughter's name.
But hold on. When was it transferred?
The last 3 months.
Yeah, you're not going to go bankrupt. They're going to call that back.
Well, it depends how much equity, though. How much are you talking?
I'm meeting with a new attorney this afternoon. My regular PC sent me, has referred me to her, and
for what?
I've got a 130.
For what?
How to deal with this, if we can make some kind of a deal.
What do you mean?
Give me an idea. Money on an attorney.
I don't know what you're... I fear you're getting in deeper. What do you mean make some kind of a deal? Tell me what that means.
Well, a year and a half ago, we offered MasterCard a payment. Monthly payment, and they never referred back to us.
Okay.
And then it's escalated since then.
How many assets do you have that you transferred out of your name?
Several houses and property.
Okay. You have enough money to pay this off. You're just pissed off that you were ripped off, right?
That's one of the things, buddy.
Okay, but Jan, seriously, I mean, that's what you call education. How old are you right now?
72.
Yeah, you're not a candidate for bankruptcy if you have all those assets that you just transferred to your daughter, because that would look a lot like fraud.
We've got someone you want to talk to, though, man. I'm going to pull up his name right now. All he does
is negotiate
unsecured debt, and that's exactly what you have.
And it does not involve an attorney that'll take. You're just spending money on legal bills for no reason.
Nope.
There's nothing legally you can do to somebody in Nigeria that's going to mean anything at all. So if you're just trying to negotiate down the credit cards, we have someone better than an attorney.
Way better.
Way better.
Debt relief a la carte. I'm going to give you the guy's number, man. Just call him. 303-952. 4894. There's no money up front, none of that weird business, and I have seen this guy get crazy good settlements.
Jan's not even asking for the number because he's going to go to an attorney and waste more money. Okay.
Can you email to me? I'm on the road on my phone
good.
right now.
Good. You leave your number with Sue's, and we are going to text it to you.
I appreciate that.
You really don't throw money away on legal fees right now trying to go after some nameless, faceless people in Nigeria. And you understand there is no property, right? You know that, right?
Right.
Has this person tried reaching out to you?
Oh, I still have active phone numbers on this person.
And does she answer?
No money transferred out. I have a number out of Memphis, Tennessee, that I send a daily devotional from my church to this person. And then I have 2720 area code numbers here in Colorado.
Now, is this all for that so-called Nigerian woman?
Yes.
So you
I have all that information I wanted to give the FBI, and nobody talks to me.
No, they won't. They won't. They have real stuff going on. They don't care about some guy getting scammed out of $200,000. I don't know how to tell you that. They don't care.
I understand.
I mean, it's not personal. They wouldn't look into They won't look into anything, no matter if it was me or you. Hey, I want to know something, Jan. As far as these numbers, does she answer the number or does someone answer?
It's all text, just never a voice.
And have you texted saying you thought you were being scammed?
Oh, yeah.
And what did you get back as an answer?
Oh, no, I'm not scamming you. I'm going to love you forever. Yeah.
Yeah. I love you a long time. So when will she supposedly come and see you?
That's kind of up in the air there, bud.
Yeah. Are your kids upset with you for falling for this?
Oh, my daughter. I live in a house with my daughter and my grandchildren. Yeah, they're pretty upset.
All right. Listen, hold on. We'll get that number. We'll just get that number for you. Hold on. He needs debt relief a la carte. Can you believe if he actually was paying someone to try to run that?
How can people be that gullible?
What were you going to give them?
Oh, just help people in the audience. If you ever think you can't just ask FaceTime. Somebody won't FaceTime you?
Yeah, even FaceTime.
What?
Even FaceTime.
No, FaceTime, at least, wait, if you FaceTime somebody and you interact with them, you know it's a real person.
Yeah, but
that's all.
Well, that's a real person there. You don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
But that's another layer of protection.
Well, good. It's still not worth. It's still not. You're still not going to hire him. No, I don't want to give that advice. Then they'll think if their FaceTime is for real. I don't want to do that because it isn't for real. I mean, that's not necessarily so. Is it better than just texting? Sure, but big fucking deal.
How do you call somebody to FaceTime now? How do you
put a scam up? K&H Home Solutions is the company for siding, windows, doors, and more.
K&H has what you're looking for. Durable, energy-efficient, beautiful products, including the windows that have gotten the Energy Star Award 7 years straight. And here's something you need to know. And that is, Everlast Siding is like a lifetime of durability. You can't believe it. It It is a siding that is waterproof. The color is color fast. And again, it comes in lap siding or it comes in board and batten, and it looks like wood. It's beautiful. Now, let's talk about 30% off on all of these wonderful products. They've been established since 1956, 65 years strong. And I knew the original owner, and I know the new owner, Ted, and they're offering this 30% off. You make your own appointment at khwindows.com. They come to your home at khwindows.com or call for details 303-421-7100. O'Brien Legal Services is a real estate firm. That means they give you information on real estate law. If you want information on buying a piece of property, having documents reviewed, or maybe you're having a border dispute, an easement problem, whatever it is, give them a call. You need the help of a real estate attorney, and that's all they do. O'Brien Legal Services. That's OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388.
So here's all I'm saying. Listen, there are several things you need to do to confirm people. But no matter what, you never, ever transfer money, goods, or products. So then what good is FaceTime?
No, I'm just asking you a question. If I meet somebody online, right, okay? Yeah. I meet Judy Smith. Yeah. I say to Judy, hey, Judy, you know what? Let's FaceTime. I want to get to know you. That's nice. So we FaceTime. Nico. She's talking back and forth to me. Yeah. So is she a real person or not?
Probably.
Okay, well, that's all I was saying.
Yeah. But they're all real people. Nico.
But this is a 25.
He talked to a woman.
No, he never talked to her.
He did talk to her.
No, he said he never talked to her.
He said he talked to her once.
One time. He did.
He fucking said he talked to her.
He said one time, but most of his communications is through text. Maybe we should confirm if he talked to her that one time.
He did say it.
Who cares?
I guess what I'm saying, Tom, is, okay.
Nico.
I don't want to give people the false sense of security that a FaceTime call or a voice call will make all the difference. That's all. Hey, is
this the Thomas Shield show?
It is. This is Doc. How can I help you?
I can't.
You should FaceTime him. Make sure he's real. Nico.
I show no problems at all with our billing or our subscription, and I got an email saying our payment didn't go through.
You got to make sure you're not getting scammed. What the fuck's my mud?
No, it's from them. And the link goes right to Google, and it's really Google. It's google.com.
Nico.
I see nothing being turned down, nothing at all.
Maybe it truly is a efficient expedition there, bro.
And I say, well, no, it's google.com, Mark.
Oh.
It's google.com. I mean, so I don't know what the hell they're saying. And why do we have Google? Oh, it's free. I'm saying Google Vault. I'm not fucking paying for that.
Research shows that people remember radio ads.
Workplace standard, 10 licenses, and that's another thing. I don't want to have licenses unless people use them. We have 2 available at the 10 purchased.
Let's get Talib one.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, but is it really necessary? I mean, I don't know. Why?
Well, if it's sitting there, I'm saying, who gives a shit?
What?
What do you hear this? Landis, the guy with the car?
Yeah.
He just called me. What do you have good news? He's on line 1.
Oh, the AAA one?
No. The guy whose car was supposedly in a hit-and-run accident, and he couldn't get his car. He couldn't get his stuff out of his car.
Oh, cool.
Remember?
Yeah. And then he got stabbed.
And then he's
fucking guy. Talk about having a bad week. Get your car taken. Someone says you hit and run, and then some fucking guy stabbed you. That's a bitch of a week.
So let me just say what I was saying before. If you FaceTime somebody, it doesn't prove that they're not scammers. It just proves that it's actual person you're communicating with who may be a total scam.
Well, but they're all actual people, Doc. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're all people. They're not machines. Okay. Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Suze, Jan on line 3 needs debt relief a la carte texted to him, okay? And then let's talk to Jen. She's had a frustrating problem. Jen, this had to do with urban air. I'm trying to find your original problem. What was the issue? If you could at least help us find it.
I thought I was buying a 1-month membership, and I bought a 12-month membership.
And you said, wait.
Oh, it's like that bouncy castle place.
There was something about your 3 little ones, and we looked at it, and you said you were just buying a month's membership, and they said you signed up for a year.
Yeah, because it was way cheaper to buy it.
And I don't remember us thinking we could get you out of that because it was clear on the internet, that it was a yearly thing, and also, why would they sell it by the month? Because if they did, no one would ever buy an individual ticket ever. So I don't get the reasoning that you saw, and we didn't in other words, we can't say they tricked you, is what we're saying.
No, and they're not willing to do a break. Like,
I know.
They're not understanding at all. $65 for 12 months.
I know, it's a lot of money. I get it.
So, and they can go into their system and see we've only been once. If we went every week, or if we kept going and taking advantage, that'd be one thing. But we've literally been there once since June. So
how are they billing you?
Again,
how are they billing you?
Through a credit card.
Did you
I put
stop
a hold on the credit card.
Okay, and you have to. And by the way, if you get what?
It's pending.
Yeah, and it will always go through. Even if you get a new credit card number, it will go through.
Yeah. So I'm begging them, please understand and see that I've only been once.
But they're not going to. They don't have a heart. It's not like these companies care. Man, this is one thing that we all need to get a grip on, that they are corporations with numbers. They don't look at you as a person. There's no one there. See, no one is named Urban. There's no Urban Air named after someone. It's not like Joe Smith's drugstore or John Smith's toy store. It's not like that where people care. Many times, if you have someone associated with it, with their name, if they have a neighborhood store, if they have a presence, they consider individuals. Corporations don't do that. They're not even set up to do that. There's no person there set up to take your complaint and feel good about and feel bad for you. I mean, I wish that, in fact, I'll bet you no one has read anything you've sent so far. They don't use logic. The only reason I'm saying this is you have to, in today's world, with artificial intelligence, with the way they set things up online, you damn better do it online and know what you're doing, because it's never going to be undone because someone feels sorry for you or you made a mistake. And that goes for travel and for airfare and for everything we do. Unless we were looking for a way they may have misled you or they may have hurt you, but it was kind of weird to think that you could go either one time or buy a monthly for the 1 month, and to think the 1 month would be cheaper. By that reasoning, no one would ever buy a ticket. So I don't have any advice for you on getting out of this, other than just take a stand, don't pay them, and then take the consequences, see what happens.
I don't.
No, that's what we told you last time.
I've seen nothing here where something was turned down.
They drop more? Maybe. But are you going to really see when rates are near all-time lows and you could score a great deal right now by calling American Financing? Hey, it's Ross, reminding you to get a free mortgage review while rates are still historically low. Because a mortgage refinance really could mean up to $1,000 a month in monthly savings without resetting your term. That's right, they can write any low term 10 years and over, but they'll only do it if it helps you.
Okay, gang, so I'm back on the wide shot. How does the sound fare?
So don't wait. Pre-qualify for free in as little as 10 minutes.
Are you doing anything?
695-7000. That's 383-695-7000. Or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
I know.
$200,000. $200,000.
Tom, if they're all smart, they wouldn't have a show.
Alright.
You know, the best monthly deal I ever did. It's fucking worthless now. I don't go to these anymore. But
I know. I remember it. You were part of that.
what, 3-4 times a week we'd go see a movie. It was so fun. And then if you don't like it, you don't give a fuck. I mean, you can literally just leave, you know?
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. You said it was pretty good.
The only thing, it wouldn't have been great for you because you go to that other theater most of the time. It was AMC. Did you watch that movie last night? You said you were going to watch on the stick?
Not yet.
Tell me if it's any good. It looks like a fucking old cowboy
What movie?
It's the one that Dirty Harry did.
Cry Macho?
Yeah.
Oh, his new movie?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'll tell you that Torino one. Fuck, that was a good movie. That was one of my favorite fucking flicks he did. Fuck, that was a good movie.
Gran Torino.
Man, he beat the fuck out of those gang members. I love that movie. Then he gave the kid the car at the end and shit. That was a fucking good, feel-good, Dirty Harry fucking movie. What's the one where he's the drug mule? I think it's called The Mule.
Yeah,
that was a fucking
good
movie. Can you believe that fucker's 90, still making movies?
Oh, I know.
I like it.
I love him, man. I remember Dirty Harry, man. Go ahead. I know what you're thinking. Did I shoot 5 or 6? I'll tell you another movie that's great. Rambo. The original Rambo is a badass movie. I like when he sends those Dobermans up the hill to get him. Next thing you hear is these fucking dogs squealing. John Rambo. He can eat things that make a billy goat puke.
Yeah.
Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours, touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24, touch after touch.
I'm dying to see this new arena tonight, Tom. This fucking Mission Ballroom. It looks cool. They had a great lineup, man. I liked almost every song they did.
Auto rates can be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state. Terms, conditions, availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. All state bar and casualty insurance.
I can't find one fucking payment that wasn't paid. Not one.
Maybe it's a different account.
I looked at all my accounts. I looked at Stephanie's where I pay it directly.
And it's still not there.
Right. It's not nothing.
Is it your normal email it got sent to?
Yeah. You know, the only email I have. And it says payment failure. But I don't get it. I don't see any payment failure. I don't.
Who?
Somebody named Dominguez.
There is a reward of up to $10,000 for information in the case.
Do you remember John Ryan?
Who's John
He was
Ryan?
my store manager for a while, young kid.
Which store?
Peoria. He fucking shot his dad in the face. He's locked up, I think, for the rest of his life.
No. I only remember Neon John.
No, not Neon John. Yeah, that goes way back. Fuck, I forgot about him. I wonder if he's still alive, man. Oh, check out this email I got today, dude. You'll appreciate this. Yeah. Just got this out of the blue. It came in through referral list. Let me find it. Ready? Hey, Mark, here's a story for you. Mountain Peak Computers, South Parker Road. My first computer, 1997. Massive 8-gig hard drive, 3.5-inch floppy, 2 disk drives, and a jazz drive. Speakers that I still have, huge 18-inch CRT monitor, deeper than it was wide, was glitchy at first, took it back for a diagnosed, had a cracked motherboard. You and your text did me a major solid and fixed it under warranty. Lasted about 10 years. The computer got me through a degree program at Metro State College, and years after that. Props to you, bro.
Oh, man. That's back in the day.
That's fucking 20 years ago, man. 97. No, that's 25 years ago.
Yeah, and it lasted him 10 years.
I thought, don't you have one in your basement still? Do you still have a Mountain Peak?
No, I took that computer to California with me.
And that's where it is.
Ultimately left the shell there when I busted out.
Dave Haglund had one. I hadn't seen him for a year or two, but he had one still. We sold a lot of fucking computers, man.
Sure did. Sure did. I remember when you told me that grill restaurant on Havana was going to turn into a Dunkin' Donut. I remember when you first told me that.
Really?
Yeah. And that was years before that puppy turned into a Dunkin' Donuts. I guess they told you that Dunkin' is.
Am I going to get that on
to buy it.
the phone? That reset you said for.
It really took that long, huh?
Yeah. It took a long time. We were still on. We're still on.
I'll see the code in email, but you already have an account.
Okay. What do I do then? Log in again?
Come around as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, what's happening? Let's talk. This hour brought to you by people that care at Renew Home Innovations. This is the place to get new showers or tubs or a tub-shower combination or a beautiful bathroom or just the shower. And they do customized showers. And really, it's of great value for seniors and veterans, special pricing. RenewHomeInnovations.com. American Standard wall systems, little or no maintenance, and then American Standard fixtures, 303-904-2000. They can get them done quickly, and they have plenty in stock. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. What's on your mind? Now, Landis says he has a follow-up for Deputy Doc, and Deputy Doc worked really hard on this. Now, Landis still got screwed here, but at least he's able to make the best of it. Landis's Suburban was turned in as a hit and run. Somebody said we saw him, or we saw this Suburban, and they got the license plate or something, and they were able to track it down and tow it away. And he said he wasn't involved in a hit and run, but while he's waiting for the investigation, unfortunately, he doesn't have a car. And there's no way for him to do anything. But what else was the situation, Deputy Doc?
Well, wait a second, though. It got worse than that. You think the guy was having a bad week because of his car getting taken. Remember what happened to him the next day?
Then he got stabbed.
He got stabbed by a dude.
Yeah, because he wasn't staying in his car.
Right.
And he was staying on the street, and some homeless guy said, "This is my street."
All right, well, let's let Landis give us the update.
What's going on
news
now, Landis? What's happening now?
Oh, I got a lot of good news. The detective called me at around 8:30 this morning, told me that he looked at my car late last night, seen there was some damage, but nothing consistent to the accident, and I am free to come down and get my vehicle. I just got to pay an impound fee.
Oh, they're not even going to invoke. I am so happy they're not going to invoke the nuisance abatement. They could have done the nuisance abatement even if your car was not involved, and even if they said it. But thank God they didn't do that here. That is really good news. Landis, this is excellent news. And I think Deputy Doc, it was good that you called that detective because at least he was a decent fellow.
And let's give props to Detective Cook for doing that.
Absolutely. Now, Landis, he could have kept that longer, but he went down and looked at it and expedited this. Now, there might be some charges here, right?
No. Yes, sir.
No, or what, Mark?
Denver.
No,
I don't think
sir.
Denver does.
No,
I don't think so.
If you're not guilty or not, they don't.
Not only that, the other thing Denver does that I wish all towns would do is if your car was stolen and then it was hooked and picked back up, they don't charge you.
Well, that's good. That's good. Boy, that feels good to have this done. Deputy Doc, thank you very much. Landis, you stay in touch with us, okay?
We'll do it. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you stay in touch and let us know if you need anything else. I got to start polishing off my dinger and using it again. I have not pulled out my dinger in how long now?
It's been a while.
I used to have everything loaded up on the computer ready to go, and then all I had to do was pull it out, and it was done. Hey, ants!
We had it about 2 weeks ago when we got a refund of $1,500 on a dental bill. Good. And that was about 2 to 3 weeks. That was the last time.
I wasn't here?
You were.
Oh, okay. So, because I don't want my dinger being used when I'm not here.
Do you ever pull your dinger out at home?
Yes, for good news. Good news, I use the dinger. The dinger is the sign of good news. And we like using it. And then we have a lot of other sound effects. In fact, gosh, I don't know. Since we've been back to the studio, Mark, I haven't loaded up this machine, but I'm going to do it.
You should get that massive iPad thing you have and put everything on there and then just plug it into one of the mics. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, we tried that, but it was too low, the level. But I will do it, though. I'll do it through this computer. Ants used to activate this computer for me, and I had sound effects.
We used to have that cool little box over there. You could
I don't
load
have the
up.
sound effects loaded, though.
Remember the box? I don't know why they got rid of that.
That box
was there for
great.
like 20 years.
No, it was good, yeah. Sound effects are good. I got to start using them again. Let's keep going. Now, Stephanie wants to wants to let people know. Maybe she feels it's too late for her. Stephanie, it says you just want to let people know. Does that mean you given up hope that we can probably help you?
Oh,
yeah.
There's no. Hi. Thank you so much.
Tell me what's going on, Stephanie.
I hired a company that. It's called Kingdom Builders to build a deck, and now I'm currently demolishing the entire deck and having to hire a new contract company.
What happened to Kingdom?
I paid them up front, which was a mistake.
Oh, how much?
A little over $2,000.
Oh, man. Okay, so what happened?
So the foundation of the deck was unstable and unsafe, and it shook, and all of the boards were not lined up.
We've heard about Kingdom Builders before somewhere. That name rings a bell. And you didn't call here before, did you?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'm just looking in my database here. And they refused to fix it?
Yeah, they actually they wanted even more money to complete the project. And
did they acknowledge, though, that the foundation wasn't proper and that the boards were not lined up? Did they acknowledge it?
Right, yes. And I brought out a leveler to show them that it was not level.
Then why didn't they say, "Oh, Stephanie, we'll fix that"?
I'm not sure.
Well, you were there, so tell me what happened when you showed them. What did they say? Tough, or did they say anything at all?
Yeah, he acted as if he was going to fix it, and then he asked me for more money to complete the job and fix it, and that's when I got a lock on my gate. And,
okay, I see. You decided you don't trust them.
Yes.
Okay, so what about the additional cost? Did they have to start from scratch, or did you get any value out of that $2,000?
No, I did not, because a little tiny bit. I mean, they dug the.
Why don't you take him to small claims court?
I guess I can.
Do you have the new? Will the new contractor say the thing was a terrible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I think you guys should not let this guy off easy. You shouldn't do it. You should not do it. It's $2,000. It's right in the small claims cost what, Mark? $50. You have someone you can serve. If he doesn't show up, you get a judgment. And unlike other, when we talk about small claims court, we talk about it as a real tool because Mark and I will help you on the steps for collection. Actually, Mark can help you logistically on the steps to take to get into court. Logistically, not legally. You put together your own case, and he'll help you on how to get it to him. But really, you should do that. What's this guy's name at Kingdom Builders?
Anthony Manchego.
Manchego?
Yes, I actually have his Venmo. Right here.
Is it MANCH?
Let me just check my.
Because I want people to be. Listen, I want people to hear this. This show is great. This is an on-air review. People can hear it and save themselves a lot of trouble by not dealing with these scumbags.
If you think about between us, how many people we have sued? We've sued hospitals, rideshare companies, banks. I mean, it just goes on. And have we lost one time?
No.
Not one time.
No. So, what is it?
Tom.
Yes.
This is Don.
Yeah.
I've been in the trades for 53 years. I've never seen anything like this before.
You should go with her to small claims court. What's his last name, Anthony?
Well, actually, I mean, he went by Anthony, but now his Venmo is saying Benjamin. I don't know if his middle.
What is it saying?
Benjamin, BenjaminIn,
Okay.
and then Manchego.
How do you spell that?
Manchego.
Okay, just like it sounds, Manchego. Okay, so let's put the word out about him. And if you, where does he do business? Where is he located? What county?
He is located in Louisville, but he goes all around. I mean, I'm in Arvada.
Right, but I think you have to go to where he does where he's located. So you would go to that county. And you would get you don't have to go anywhere. Can't she do this online, Mark?
What?
Fill out the small claim.
You can fill it out. You got to go to the county to file it, though.
Okay. Yeah. You can't file online?
No, you go to the county clerk. Not small claims you can.
And then she has to have somebody serve him.
Yeah, and if it's somewhere I don't mind doing that. If
we can help
close.
you. We can help you, Stephanie. If you the first thing you do is go on and download the form. Go on the county website, download the form, fill it out, and call us back. You can call 303-MARTINO, and Mark will call you back. And he has become somewhat of an expert at this.
I just thought of one that was unbelievable, small claims. We had a lady call in. She went to Red Robin. She bit into a hamburger, and there was a little piece of bone, and she chipped her tooth. They said it was an acceptable amount of bone, according to the FDA, so to pound sand. She went, she filled out the paperwork in Douglas County, got $1,500 from Red Robin. I mean, it works. It works.
Yes, it does. All right, so you do that. You get back in touch with us.
I knew they'd pay, though. I knew they'd pay. Red Robin. That's the problem, man. You got to hold the feet to the fire, as they say. People have to be forced to do the right thing.
They have to be held accountable.
My favorite one was that rideshare. I've never been so goddamn pissed.
No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions in all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com.
Hey, did Suzanne ever get in touch with that towing company?
Hey, Addie, come in here for a second.
Hey, Blake Harris Law. Not only is he a friend, he's a genius when it comes to estate planning. He can help you avoid lawsuits while you're alive. He can help your heirs avoid lawsuits after you pass. You can keep the trust in place their entire life to protect them. You can do a simple will as well. Whatever you do, he can help you to protect your assets. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com, and you can ask your questions, no charge, 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE. So, everyone's talking about the interest rates and the loans and how long it's going to last and all of that. Some people think it might go down a little more. Some people think it'll go up. Here's the thing with Ideal. You get the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. If rates don't go down, you stay where you are. So get that loan, and it doesn't have to be 15 or 30 years. You can pick whatever term you want. Plus, they do pre-approvals, which make you very strong in the buyer's market because you're not waiting for approval. You got approval. You can close right after you get your appraisal. So give them a call, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. They can do everything online and on a phone call. IdealHomeLoans.com.
I was telling Doc about our scuba diving experience. What do you remember? I'm curious what you remember when we came up and the fucking boat was gone. Were you panicky, or you didn't even know what was going on, did you?
Oh, wait. Oh, I remember that. That scares the shit out of me just hearing about it.
Yeah, me too. Can you imagine that?
So who came up and found it missing?
Us.
Did you panic at all inside and say, I got to be strong?
I had to be cool. I didn't want her to know what was going on to a degree.
Yeah. Were you afraid at all, honey?
No, I just remember y'all being like, okay, we're going to have to swim for a long time.
How many were you?
It was
Three
just
of
three
us.
of us.
Who was the third?
It was our scuba teacher.
Really? Okay, well then that's good, because he's really...
He was fucking freaked out.
No, but let me ask you
He
this.
popped up and goes,
Did
where's
you
the
have-
fucking boat?
Did you have to swim the whole way?
We swam to a fucking island.
How did you know where to go?
You can see the island.
You'd see the island.
Miles and I were on the island.
Now,
We
why
were
didn't
snorkeling.
why didn't you tell him to go back out? Or no, you're thinking.
Well, what do you remember
Please get
about
Addie
those?
back here.
I just remember swimming for like an
No, I got AAA handling it.
Okay,
At least get Addie.
You didn't really know
You
what was
didn't
going
know
on,
what
did you?
ticket Okay, let me take a picture of that, and I'll see if it
No,
still
man.
works. It's a
We
while.
pop
so
up
about
our heads out of
seeing
that
one.
fucking water, dude.
So, Addie,
No
You
boat.
didn't send me all
when
the
did you get
login.
certified?
And
What year?
his face, when I saw his
I think
face,
I
I was like,
13.
it's not like the boat's coming
That's
back.
that's when my son got certified, but we didn't have to go into a cave. We did all the stuff with taking off and all that, but we didn't go inside a
She
cave.
projects, so she did great in the cave. Everything went great. We get back on. Do you remember puking?
Yeah, because they made you take your goggles off underwater,
yeah.
and it freaked me out.
Really?
Yeah,
She got.
I know
she
because
did
that's part of the
perfect.
drill.
yeah.
Did you ever get seasick and put that patch behind your ear?
No, I usually don't get seasick. It was just that one time.
I think it was just a lot. I mean, she swam that fucking 2 miles a day before. We got her junior patty license in 4 days.
Sorry,
bro.
Tommy, that code
Yeah,
expired.
I know.
so
We
check
got my
again.
son
We
the
should have
same
another
thing.
one.
Just crash course.
Yeah,
That's
he
okay.
did the course in Denver, and then I think we went to the Bahamas to do his open water.
I'll
I
try to.
love
I'll
diving.
just.
I do too.
The other two, her and I will go diving. They'll like snorkeling.
I've done about 100 dives.
Oh, wow.
How
So,
about you?
so listen to this, man. This island we had to swim
You want
to.
me to just come up with a
Fucking
password
bees
for you
like
and
you
let you know
have
what it
never
is?
seen in your life.
Really?
Bees everywhere. I mean, huge swarms of bees. Fuck, no, they were more like
Capital
wasps,
T.
actually. They weren't bees, they were wasps. That's funny that you don't really... I didn't remember if you knew what was happening or not. I thought we did it to where you weren't... You thought it was just part of the test and shit.
Well,
but I don't remember.
I'm
Yeah.
sure if the instructor was there, that she thought it was part of the drill.
Uh-huh.
But did you ever find out why the boat left without the instructor?
Because the fucking captain's a moron. They didn't fucking count us.
But they would know.
I think our instructor, remember, this is fucking the Dominican
Yeah,
Republic.
I know.
I think he paid someone to less on the boat kind of for free, and we just never got counted or something. I don't know what happened, dude. All I know is when I saw the look on his face,
Oh, shit, yeah.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Well, I was telling you that in Cozumel, they used to do those drift dives.
Yeah.
And they had a whole bunch of them where the boat left. And so for about 2 or 3 years, nobody would go. They lost their entire diving.
They fucking made a movie of it, man.
Right. And then what happened was finally, Patty said, okay, we're going to go down there. Every place in Cozumel now is Patty certified. It's no longer run by these run-of-the-mill Mexicans who have no training. Every shop now in Cozumel is Patty certified.
Yeah.
Because they lost 100% of their business.
I would too, man. That's crazy.
Nobody went down there for a while because of
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors 24/7 service. You know, there's nothing like great garage door service. So many people don't think about the garage doors until all of a sudden they don't work. Who do you call? OneClearChoiceDoors.com has a website with all of the prices there. If you have a broken spring, you want a new door, you need help, you need an inspection, that's $80 to go through the whole thing. And the new doors nowadays have time to close features, battery backups, Wi-Fi interface. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Keep in mind, folks, when I recommend companies, I don't do it lightly. I've said this before. You can call me about them. You can talk to me about them. I want to hear feedback. I want to keep them excellent. Mike has a comment on something. What are you commenting on, Mike?
Well, Tom, this is a little embarrassing. I don't know how to say it.
Uh-oh. Do I have bad breath?
Yeah. No, it's not your fault. You know, the first hour you were off and Mark was taking your place?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said on air, I missed Tom's dinger.
Did he say it?
Yeah, right.
Did he say you missed it, Mark?
Oh. Yeah, right, bro.
Mark, listen.
No.
Okay, listen. I want to tell you the truth. Mark does, when he does the show so much, we decided he should use his own dinger, except no one can hear it. So that's why we have to use mine. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe. Men are so ridiculous. We just joke about that thing. You know, if we didn't
Real
have
mature guys.
We couldn't even find his dinger.
That's what it was.
In your brain, honest to God, how old are you? I'm like around 17.
No,
still.
I know.
I still laugh when people fart.
Stephanie tells me that I've never matured fully, and that's why I got along so well with her son, my stepson, and he was at the time when we met, he was what, 12 maybe? I mean, he was
you're
like,
right around 12.
No, I don't know, 13. I don't know. And then my son says, Dad, you're really cool. I don't know if that's good or not.
Well, Tom, you know, my friend says that men are the opposite of dogs. For every 7 years that we age,
we get younger.
Get 1 year chronologically. So if you have a 70-year-old and treat him like a 10-year-old.
Maturely.
Right. So if you have a 70-year-old, you treat him like a 10-year-old.
You know, no, but I'm going to be serious now. No joking. I really haven't matured. No,
I haven't.
No,
I'm not
Here's
kidding.
what bothers me, though, because I see older men. I hang out. I'm hanging out, right? I'm not a young chick, or I'm at the gym, or I'm at a party, and there are men my age or older, or even a little younger, and I don't fit in. I'm thinking now maybe because they haven't let their hair down. Or with you, I do. You know, with people I know, but it's like when I'm with other people, it's like. They're not really that immature, but maybe they are, and they're just not letting me see it. But I've not matured mentally.
Suzanne and I were talking about you yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what's unique? People listen to you. Most people's never met you, but they've heard you.
Yeah.
You are so different in public.
What do you mean?
You're almost an introvert.
Oh, I know.
It's odd.
There's
though.
a reason for that.
People think like
I'm going to be loud and boisterous.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a reason for that. Okay, let me tell you why. Years ago, because I was so bombastic on the air, even more so than now, and I was on TV every night.
Yep.
I knew that people would be looking for an a-hole when they met me. So I did just the opposite. So when I reacted to a problem at a store, I didn't say, do you know who I am? I'm going to destroy you. I did just the opposite because I knew they'd be looking for trouble. And I didn't want to feed into that. And I wanted people to think I was nice. And however, you know, every once in a while we get into a situation where we have to let somebody have it in person.
Hell yeah.
In person. And you know, you can't be taking advantage of people. Now, let's make sure we don't get taken advantage of. Okay? Keith, for example, wants to tell us about some people being scammed, and that's what the show's all about. Keith, talk to me. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
So we're with this alarm company, and
give me the name right up front.
VIO Security, VIO Security.
I was sure they were going to say Vivix.
Or you know what we haven't heard bad things about lately? I'm not saying they're good,
ADT.
but ADT. Right.
That's right.
Now listen.
We called ADT, and they came in, and we're going to get with them. So we looked on their reviews and everything. So long story short, I'm the owner of St. Crafter Southwest over here in Littleton.
Okay.
They some people broke in. They don't monitor your business or nothing. So
what do you wait? Then what good is it? You don't have a monitoring service?
No, they don't monitor. We're still paying them. It's still debiting out of my account every month.
You mean you're paying for monitoring?
Oh yeah, I'm paying.
But how do you know they're not at? How do you know they're not at the other end? A lot of them use artificial intelligence now. How do you know they're not at the other end?
Because the cops never came to when the break-in occurred, and then we tried it. We tried it a couple other times. Just let the alarm ring for crazy. No one ever called.
Oh, bad news!
I'd go after them.
What did they say about it?
Back money.
Yeah, what did they say about it?
They keep giving us the runaround. This has been going on for 4 months. So
now, what do you mean the runaround? You say, "Hey, I'm not being monitored." How more clear can you be?
Yeah, and I'm saying, don't worry, we'll have our manager call you back. No calls ever.
Okay, why don't are you canceling this?
Yes, we are. We're trying to, but they're saying that you can't get out of your contract now, but they're not providing the service.
Hold on. This is a perfect example of breach of contract. Perfect example.
Exactly. So can I get out of this contract?
Yes, but
you go back for what you've paid them.
You sue for breach of contract in small claims court, providing a years of service won't be more than $7,500.
Yeah, no way.
Now, people, I got to tell you something. Now, I want this made clear. When I say small claims court, it's not the shuffle. It's not the shuffle off or the pass it on. We will be involved helping you, okay? Because it works, and we get judgments. So what you need to do is just follow logistics, and you do your own case, and we can help you even collect it. But you got to do it, and we'll call, of course,
you got the police report for proof, man.
Yeah, and we don't mind calling anyway.
We made a report and everything.
Hey, Suze, I think we sick Deputy Marty on him, but only after you try to get an initial call to them right now to see if they'll come on and address it.
I went back.
Biosecurity, I don't want to ask one question. Where is it from, Keith? Where is Biosecurity System? Where are they located?
Well, they were supposed to be in Colorado, I thought, but now we researched it more and more. There's one office in California, one in Texas, so they're all over the place.
But I hope they have a registered agent here or something.
Oh my God, you should look at their reviews. Every single review is don't go with these people. They scam you out of money. They take your money.
Well, listen, how are they getting the monthly payment?
Through automatic withdrawal.
Okay, stop that automatic withdrawal. Unfortunately, to stop it, unless your bank cooperates, you're going to have to close the account.
I did. I stopped it yesterday.
Now I want you to file small claims court, but you got to go online. Mark, tell them what to do. Go online to see who the registered agent is in.
If they have one.
Yeah, we hope. Now, like if they send someone to do a repair or to install it, who do they send?
So we had problems with their cameras and stuff like that. We were like, can we get somebody out here? None of our cameras are working now.
Yeah. What do they do?
We'll send somebody else out, but you have to sign another 3-year contract. And I was like, okay, fine.
That is bull. But who do they send out? Do they send out actual VIO people, or are they...
Probably not.
Anybody. They didn't send no one. Right. When I called them back, they said, we don't have any techs in the area. This went on for months, so now I'm just done.
All right, just hold on, and Mark will tell you how to get to the registered agent. He goes to just tell him, Secretary of State, right? And you look to see if they have a registered agent.
The business
now, Mark, here's the problem. If they don't have a registered agent or a local office, are we screwed? For small claims court.
Yeah.
What about for county court? Can you subpoena them for county court?
Yeah, I wouldn't go there.
No, too much?
Well, yeah, too much money, and if you're not an attorney and they hire one, you're going to end up probably paying their bill. So,
another thing you can do is doing what you're doing. Refuse payment. Wait for them. If the small claims option is out, if they don't have a local agent, listen carefully. You wait for them to come after you for payment. Then you, as your defense, use breach of contract. That's how you get in without having to spend a lot of money and time or to figure out who to serve.
I sued my trash company and got back 2 years worth of fucking shit I paid them.
Now you should have a code of text. He's
been extraordinarily successful. Extraordinarily.
I've never lost one. But I've settled every single one.
I've settled every fucking one.
Yeah, and neither have I, but I'm in.
You got a bank. That was pretty good. You fucking got a bank.
I got penalties, Mark.
Banks are, you know what? In general, banks are assholes.
Why didn't you go for that? I wasn't going for that, but I got double.
I got pissed at Wells Fargo years ago, and I thought I had a substantial amount of money in there, and they'd even fucking blink. I went in there through the whole fence, and I'm taking every penny out of here. Fuck. I realized real quick my idea of substantial money in there that they could give. You know what? I would say even this: if it's under $10 million, they don't fucking put the house out. Right. Their idea of money is different.
I found a boat place that does boat repairs. You know, that's who I wrote that check to that young guy. That poor guy couldn't get fucking paid. They just turned down the check.
Oh yeah.
Mark, let's hear about someone you like to recommend.
Well, I'll tell you this, 888heating.com, and I'm going to give you the skinny. Here's what they're doing right now. You're not going to get a better deal. Not only do you get a new furnace, and winter's coming. If you've been shopping around, now's the time to do it. Because when the cold weather gets here, Tom, it's going to be over. But a new furnace, you get a new air conditioner that matches that furnace, and on top of that, you get 5 years, yes, 5 years to pay for it, no interest, 0% interest for 5 years, and they're going to throw in a whole home humidifier. You're not going to get a better deal. You got to do it now, though, before the cold weather gets here, starting at $8,500. 888heating.com or call them 888-HEATING.
Green berry.
Fucking Haiti, man. How did they get here, Doc? That is a hell of a question. How far is Haiti? When we flew to Punta Cana, it's a fucking trip, man. It's a long ways. You know what I learned about Punta Cana? It is Europe's Mexico. Honest to God, that's where they go. They don't go, you know how we go to Mexico for a cheap vacation? They go to Punta Cana. It's literally their Mexico. I'm not kidding, man. It's the same shit.
Tickets, or you're buying them. You got to have the app.
I'm going to, I know, but I want to put it in here so I have a record of it.
Did you see the email? I sent you.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I sent you the email with your username and password.
And the URL is
Texas
Ticketmaster.com.
1,900 miles.
Thank you. All right, got it.
And you can't walk it.
No, you can't walk.
And I'll get how the fuck they get here.
And then tomorrow we can decide if you're going to purchase. You said you should know by end of day.
Doc, that's a hell of a question you asked. How the fuck did they get here? That is amazing.
I don't know.
They didn't get here on a plane.
Who's that?
How did all the Haitians? There's like 20,000 Haitians. Well, how got to our border?
Excuse my ignorance. Haiti is exactly where?
It's in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Here, Tom. It's just south of Cuba.
You locked out here. Oh. It's okay. Well, then how the fuck did they get?
I don't know. It's a hell of a fucking question.
It's south of Cuba.
I see it.
It's
well, how the fuck? I think somebody's helping them.
Well, of course, it's 1,900 miles to Texas. They didn't swim.
Fuck. How did they get here, man? Like some huge ferry?
Well, maybe could they have ferry to
it ain't
South America?
Nation's trip to Texas border often starts in South America.
Yeah, it had to start in South America or Central America.
How long do you think it took the average Haitian to get his ass to that border? It had to be months. I mean, they must have left a long fucking time ago.
They're on little boats too, some of them, aren't they?
Yeah. This ain't Cuba where it's right off the coast. This is fucking a long ways away.
Oh my God, I do so much shit during my show. It's like I have another life going on. Yeah, now I have to go get my app for Ticketmaster.
We're gonna have a good time, man.
I hope I get something. Well, no matter what, I'm buying it. So
yeah, he said he'll know today for sure.
Even to Central America, to Nicaragua.
You know, the fact that he's trying to, that makes me feel good. At least he's trying.
It's 1,500 kilometers.
Next time, give me advance notice on kid groups. I mean, I don't know how you would know, but yeah, I'm saying kid groups.
I'll tell you the one I totally fucked up, man. I had a chance to be in a box for Metallica, but we were leaving for fucking Hawaii at 4 a.m. and the concert was that fucking night before, and I didn't go. I wish I went.
Metal Liquor.
Fucking love Metallica.
My friend went to see the Eagles and Van Morrison. He thought they were both great. He thought the Eagles were fantastic.
I've seen the Eagles a few times. I love the Eagles.
Were terrific.
And then the Eagle venues, the problem is they don't really mingle. You think they do, but they don't. And they stay to themselves, but you have a very small venue.
Yeah, but it's a great, you get to see great performance close up.
Yeah. One private event I went to, the Four Seasons were there. Frankie Valli was a fucking bitch. Really? That's when I realized I'm not going to try to be friendly. And he wasn't all that shit then. I mean, okay, they were having a resurgence because of that Broadway play. Yeah. So, but he was really, he wasn't mean, but he wasn't nice. And it was a very small venue, and the Four Seasons were fucking there. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And I say, you know, I just wanted to ask him about the old days, you know.
And you couldn't run any part of it.
Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/BlueBusinessCash. Don't do business without it.
He just didn't want to.
Well, you know, I can understand a little bit. These guys, people constantly want something from them.
I know, but he was just there.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. All right, now listen. Dina has an workers' comp question. We have some good workers' comp people. Cliff Enton is one of them, Enton Law. What's going on, Dina? Hi, Dina. Dina? She probably put the phone down. Dina! Oh, please. Okay. I'm going to have to put her on hold for a minute here. Can you get it, Ants? She's online, too. And then I'll come right back to her. Greg, you got an update on solar. Did you call in once before about this?
I think he called this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, what was it about?
Bellow Solar.
Bellow?
Yeah, they have about 4 or 5 different company names, but they installed a solar system, and it's never worked.
Is it Bellows?
Literally.
Bellows?
Bello.
Okay. And so what's the problem? It didn't work.
Literally never worked.
And did you tell him about Genesis Solar now?
Yeah, and Doc called up, so I don't know what the update is.
What's going on, Deputy Doc?
I called up, and finally through a phone tree, I was able to get a quote, customer service rep, and all he would do is say, we will put in a request to one of our technicians. This has been going on for 3 months with Greg. The customer service rep would not tell me how we could get to somebody above him or what he could do other than put in a request.
But this is what sucks.
Doc, you must have shook up the tree because he's got an update.
What is
the update is.
Greg, what is the update?
I had a Volta call me and said that they would be out here October 8th.
Well, that's better than a hot stick in the face.
That's good, man. That's good.
You got a result of some kind. Let's just see what happens.
And they probably owe you something. If that thing's been up there and you've been paying for it for 3 months and it hasn't generated an ounce of electricity for you, they probably owe you something for those 3 months, bro.
Well, I'm glad they called because I ripped them a new one.
Good. How did you find these people, Greg?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. So listen, I'm glad that you're getting some action. Now you mentioned a different name other than Bello.
Yeah, it had like 3 or 4.
What are some of the other names?
Total Solar.
Total. Okay. What else?
Bella. Bello. Brio. Brio. Brio.
Okay. What else?
And a Volta.
My God. I mean, they have so many.
Well,
it makes me wonder if they're just lead generators. They don't even own their own stuff.
Could be. But listen.
I've been told they get bad reviews, so they changed the company name.
That could. Well, I don't know. But anyway, stay in touch with us. And you know how to get in touch with Deputy Doc.
And listen, you should have went with Genesis Solar. And the reason I say that is that warranty they have is unbelievable. What is it, a 20 or 25-year, Tom?
25 years
on the equipment. It's unbelievable. And then on top of that, if they say you're going to save $2,000 a year and you only save $1,500 for the first 20 years, they'll cut you a check for the difference.
Not only that, they're in Colorado. This other company is in Utah.
Yeah, and we know where they are.
303-713-TALK. Edna, you're back, Edna. What's going on with workers' comp?
Tom, I had I was told to clean my school bus, and I hurt my leg. I went to workman's comp.
Now, wait, when you say clean your school bus, you work as a school bus driver?
Yes, I do.
And they said you have to clean it. Is that a normal job, by the way, for drivers?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then what happened?
At the time I was trying to clean my bus, I slipped, because we were told to pop the seats on the bus.
Okay.
To clean underneath.
Got it.
When I went to try to pop the seat to clean, I slipped and twisted my leg.
Okay.
On the bus.
So what's going on now?
Well, Workman's Comp does not want to help me as far as reinstating it.
Now, hold on. What do you mean reinstating? Did you, first of all, when you were injured, did you immediately report it to a supervisor?
Yes.
Did you get a workers' comp or a case number?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. You got a case number. Then what? What was the next thing after the case number?
Once I went to the doctor.
You went to I want to know, did you go to an independent doctor?
Later. I went to the Workman's Comp doctor. I got released June the 8th because I wanted to get back to work. He told me that if I have any pain in my leg, to get back to him.
Okay, so hold on. Were you ever off of work?
No, I was not, besides vacation.
So, no, what I mean is when you saw the doctor, what was his initial diagnosis?
I had a torn, my ligaments in the back of my leg.
Okay, you tore it, but did he say you were good to go back to work?
Yes, he did. He gave me an MMI. I went back. He told me if I have any problems with my leg, to let him know because that was only 3 weeks that I took off.
Well, that's what I asked. That's what I asked, Edna. You were off for 3 weeks.
Yes, I was off. No, I worked for 3 weeks. I hurt my leg in May. And then June 8th, I went back to work. July is vacation.
So you did have some time off after you injured yourself?
Yes.
Okay. How much time?
During July, maybe 3 weeks in the summer.
Got it. And that wasn't vacation, that was workers' comp time, or was that normal time off because it was summer?
It was normal time off because it was summer.
So you didn't really have to take workers' comp time because it was summertime. Then when you went back, the doctor said, let me know if you have any problems. I get it. Now, where do we stand now? What's the problem?
Well, they had me get my own PCP, personal care doctor.
Yeah, and said...
I went to my own personal care doctor, and he sent a letter to my job that I can continue my job, but I can only lift 10 pounds, and that I don't need to walk as far as I was walking.
Okay, but you need to hear some bad news. You want to hear some bad news? If your doctor or any doctor puts you on restriction, your employer does not have to accommodate you.
Okay, they did not accommodate me. They told me to leave Monday. This past Monday, I gave them my doctor's excuse. The supervisor told me that I could not work because I could not lift 50 pounds.
Okay, so now what? Now you're going to collect workers' comp.
They closed the case back in June. They never did reopen it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I want to get Cliff Enton on. We're going to get you some legal help. Edna, the way it works is this. Let me just tell you the way it works. You get a number, a case number. You go see an independent doc. They make recommendations. Sometimes it's time off. Sometimes it's not. Then you're evaluated. Sometimes no damage, go back to work. Sometimes you go back to work with restrictions. Sometimes the employer says, we cannot afford those restrictions, therefore you're done. Now, if you're at maximum medical improvement and you're done, you settle for a disability amount, but you don't continue to get paid. If you're waiting to get better and they're keeping your job open, then you continue to get paid. It's not as just as we think it is.
Didn't she say she was at MMI? she threw out those letters.
MMI. I think she meant MRI.
No. She meant MMI, not MRI.
You mean like Advil?
Maximum medical improvement.
Maximum medical improvement.
I thought it was
when you're at
MRI, too.
maximum medical improvement, if you're restricted from working after that, then you have to make a settlement for what you can't do.
But she said I heard her say MMI.
Workman's comp.
I asked her about that.
Let me tell you,
I
man.
thought, I heard that too, and I thought
like
she was saying she got an MRI.
No, I think it was MMI.
Listen, I don't know if I want to do this meatball contest, but I don't know if I want to do it in October. It's too soon.
No.
I mean, I was just thinking of putting it off just a little because I have a busy month.
We'll do it sometime.
Hey, man, listen.
Beginning of November.
We already know you're going to go buy some store-bought fucking frozen
never
meatballs.
do that. Although, Mark, we should, as a control ringer.
Actually, the fucking
yeah, we should.
The ones you've been talking about.
God damn it! Now I've been
the
singing
mama
it in my
somebody.
brain.
Mama.
Mama.
But when we do it, hold on. Joe Lazara is a
criminal defense attorney that I hope you never need. Listen, whenever I do this commercial, people say, Tom, why are you doing a commercial for criminal defense? Well, you know it includes traffic stuff and DUIs and neighbor versus neighbor. You never know. Listen, these times are crazy. I mean, we've had people, for example, get in an argument with their neighbor and the cops call and say he assaulted them. Whatever it is, if you ever need to consult with a criminal defense attorney, Joe Lazara is the guy. He'll give you free consultations. You may want to refer him to somebody who gets in trouble. Joseph Lazara. Search that name at referralist.com or call him directly 303-429-6200. Now, speaking of free consultations and free advice, why not get free legal advice from John Fuller when it comes to personal injury? So many people have opinions about personal injury. Oh, my neighbor said this, and my cousin said this, and I heard a guy got this much and that much. Don't believe any of that. Call an attorney. If you're injured in an accident or in any other way, call John Fuller. He'll answer your questions free of charge. There really is no strings attached. If you hire him, you still don't pay out of pocket. He takes a percentage of what he collects. But first talk to him. He'll tell you if he thinks you have a case or not. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. And you can look for John Fuller at referralist.com.
Okay, Tom, here's $1 if you can identify this movie star.
Catherine Turner. No. Shit, no, I can't. Who is it?
Raquel Welch.
Let me see.
No!
Yes.
Let me see
Oh my God, she was the object of my you-know-what, my fascinations. No, I would have never.
Yeah, that's Raquel.
Oh, come on. That's
She's 81.
Yes, that's Raquel Welch.
You never would have noticed that.
Yeah.
If he hadn't said that, come on.
He never would have guessed that. Come on.
No, you're right. I wouldn't have guessed it.
No way.
But it's just a proof.
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Which one?
It is Raquel. I'm not making it up.
Which one you can't stand, Tom?
This some guy. He's just.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Gavin.
Look, he's on a first name basis. Oh, Gavin.
Yeah, Gavin is. That's what they call
Look at
him.
Look at his on-air blowjob with news.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they call him.
Mama Mancini.
Let's see if Mark can identify this.
I can
Okay,
identify.
Look at him laughing and softball questions, you moron.
$1 if you can identify this actress.
Of course, that's pretty strict judgment since I can't hear the questions.
Raquel Welch.
He must have overheard us.
Oh, come on.
He overheard us.
Overheard what?
There.
You knew that? Come on, you liar.
What's it say at the bottom?
It says, I forgot.
It's got her fucking name there.
Oh. But isn't that amazing, Mark?
Yeah.
It's sad to me.
I'll tell you the one I saw on, so Dumb and Dumber 2 had, God, what is her name?
Cindy Crawford.
No.
Cindy Crawford.
God, she looks so horrible, this woman.
She was beautiful.
She was. I mean, she looked so fat and ugly, I couldn't fucking believe it.
Hey, if you want to, do you like Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels in a new series.
I did like him in Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, no. It's called American Rust.
How can you say that?
Jeff Daniels was in Newsroom.
That
was awesome.
Jeff Daniels is a fucking great actor.
He's in a new series called American Rust.
What is it about?
It's about, he plays a small town
Lust
sheriff.
or Rust? Is it good to
American
is it good to
Rust.
or is it only one season?
So far, there's been 2 episodes.
I won't do that shit.
Why?
No, I'm frustrated.
Ooh, we found a new good one. It's a drama, but it's good. It's HBO. There's only 2 episodes so far, so you won't like it. It's weekly. Scenes from a Marriage.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Fuck, is it good?
You know what's a great show? It's Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Oh, it won all sorts of Emmys, didn't it?
Apple, we got that. You know what? I cut the cord to save money, and I swear to God I spend more now. But we've got everything.
Apple Plus. Okay, Ted Lasso was a writer on Saturday Night Live and a character actor. I think he was in the Hangover series of movies. He is. I never knew how clever this guy was. This could be like a new Seinfeld.
I'll check it out.
I mean, it's a different kind of humor than Seinfeld, but it's that popularity and that kind of edginess, but fun.
Didn't it win a whole bunch of
huge
amount of Emmys?
It cleaned up.
Yeah. But you would like, I'll tell you when American Rust is finished and you can binge.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Daniels is so good.
I've even stopped one season. I look at
what's the comedy with the kid on the spectrum?
Oh,
Atypical.
Atypical. You turned me on to that one.
Great fucking.
I know. I turned you on to that one.
Yeah. But when you turned me on to it, there were already 3 seasons.
Right.
I thought, or 2.
I'll tell you when American Rust is over. Because Jeff Daniels is such a good actor.
I like that actor, Atypical, the comedian, who's the husband.
Oh, the husband?
He's not a comedian. Yeah, he's a very popular actor, though.
He is, but he's also a big-time comedian.
No, the red-haired guy?
Yeah, big time.
Stand-up.
It's Michael.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Trying to get an attorney for workers' comp to answer that question. Now we'll go to Fran. Fran, what's going on with you? I hear you have some drain line issues. What's happening? And I want to remind people that we're getting to the top of an hour, or some people call it the bottom of the hour, and we will have another hour to go for your calls at 303-713-TALK. Fran, what's going on?
My hot water heater stopped working.
Okay.
And I had my grandson come down and check it out. And he tried the thermal coupler, I think it is.
Okay, so you have an old-fashioned gas one that had a pilot light.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can't light it with the match.
That's because the thermocouple, and for those listening, to make it real simple, the old-fashioned ones had a burner, a gas burner, and in order for it to work, when it called for heat, it would send gas over the pilot and light the burner. And that pilot has to stay lit on the older ones. The newer ones have ignitions, but the older ones had a pilot. And the reason you can't light a pilot 90% of the time is due to a bad thermocouple. A thermocouple is a very simple thing that senses the pilot on or off. When the pilot's on, it allows that trickle of gas. When the pilot goes off, it shuts down that trickle of gas for the pilot. So if that's probably whoever told you that is right. That's usually what goes on, the thermocouple.
Okay. So my grandson came over and he messed with it and he got it lit once and it went out.
Right. Because the thermocouple is not sensing the heat.
Right. So I called a couple different plumbers and they said that they couldn't come that day or the next day, not for 3 or 4 days. And
hardly any of them want to come for just a thermocouple. They're going to want to sell you a new heater. Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So this guy was coming over at 5 o'clock from Drain Line Services, and his trailer broke down. So he called me back, and he said, is this an emergency? Do you really need it on tonight? And I said, no problem. I said, you can come tomorrow. So I think he arrived around 9 o'clock in the morning, and he checked it out, didn't look and see how old the furnace was, okay?
Right. Okay, hold on. And we'll come right back to you, Fran. I'm waiting to hear what's going on with Drain Line Services.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, Rappaport.
I saw him in a comedy right here.
I never, ever dreamed he was...
He was in the best movie ever made, True Romance. True Romance was in the 80s. It is the best movie ever made. It's called True Romance. Everybody in the world is famous. Brad Pitt is in that. Gandolfino is in that. Michael Rappaport is in it.
I'm sure I saw it.
Michael Rappaport is very understated.
Oh, dude, he's the funniest fuck, man. He's hilarious. He's got great stand-up. That's what he did until, I mean, that's where he got his, that's what he did. He's on Stern a lot.
I can name you, like, there are at least 10 or 15 actors in True Romance that you've heard of.
What's the plot?
It's about this sort of...
Is that the one he died during filming?
He's an American actor and comedian. They don't say a comedian and an actor.
Well, he was a comedian to start.
Anyway, it's about...
Hold on, let's see this, okay? Early career. Sorry, hold on. Hold on! He started as a stand-up comic.
He still is. He tours to this day, man.
I did not realize this.
Oh, he's fun. We saw him right here. What's his place?
Some of the best actors. Some of the best actors
started as comedians.
That's right. That's right.
I'll tell you one that is amazing because he's not a good actor, but he had the most famous show in the world, fucking Jerry Seinfeld.
All right, listen to this.
He's
Mark.
a fucking shitty actor, man.
Listen to this.
But
Mark,
Jerry Lewis was brilliant. Do you know that? Did you ever see Jerry
French
Lewis in a
so.
drama role? He was fucking brilliant.
All right, listen to this. This is the cast of True Romance. Patricia Arquette, Kristen Slater, Gary Oldman, James Gandolfini, Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper,
They're all like
Brad Pitt, Val Kilmer,
all award-winning.
Michael Rappaport, Christopher Penn, Bronson Pinot, Jack Black.
And what's that?
And Jack Black too.
What's True Romance?
I'm gonna put
Is it a comedy? What is it?
It's a dark comedy. It's Quentin Tarantino's first film.
There's no way I haven't seen it.
It's about Christopher Walken is kind of a guy who finds some cocaine, and Gary Oldman and Christopher Walken and the mob try and get back the cocaine.
I'm sure I've seen
it. It's just incredible.
Do you know, by the way, let me tell you another thing on Netflix. They have the best fucking documentaries.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Oh, I agree.
God.
HBO is probably my favorite for docs, but Netflix has a shitload.
No, Netflix, the ones that they produce or that they pay for, the Netflix docs are some of the best I've ever seen.
You know, HBO used to have this show called Autopsy. Man, was it
Netflix.
True Romance. It's on everything.
Oh,
just Google True Romance. It is the best. I think it's the most entertaining movie ever.
Yeah. Let's see. It didn't come up on my. It did not come up on my thing.
Do you have a DVD player?
DVD.
Well, do you have an old DVD player? I'll give you the DVD. I'll give you the disc.
Oh, Mark probably has.
Of True Romance.
Mark already probably
has. If you can't find it, I have the DVD.
I have no doubt I have it.
Mark probably has it. So.
I'm sure you can get True Romance on Netflix or Prime Video. Or
do you want me to just?
Yeah, it's not on Netflix, bro. Nope.
I'll bet you it's on Prime Video.
Yeah, bro.
Or on HBO.
It's not on my Netflix, so let's see.
I'm sure it's on Amazon. Maybe on Amazon.
Okay, let's look.
You know that Plex now. I don't know if you still use your Plex server. Do you?
Every now and then, yeah.
It's got so much live shit now. It's fucking unbelievable.
It's crazy.
It's all free, man. Just shitloads.
True Romance.
Shitloads.
True Romance is not on net. It's not. Oh, True Romance Director's Cut. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette. Yeah, it's on there. Yep. It comes with Prime.
Yeah.
Wait, video is currently unavailable.
What?
Currently unavailable.
Oh man, I was thinking. So I got HBO, Cinemax, Showtime.
Yeah, it's not available.
Disney. Then we have Paramount. God, there was another one I just realized I was paying for. We must have 10 fucking streaming services.
I do the same thing, Mark. Because you just buy package.
You know what pisses me off? Then you turn around, you don't use it for a while, and then sure enough, you'll think of a movie you want to see. And you have 10 fucking services, and not one of them has the fucking movie. So then you got to order whatever service does have it. And then you forget to get rid of that fucking thing.
Well, I'll get you I'll bring in a disc tomorrow.
So what's Meow Wolf? What is Meow
Wolf?
I have no fucking clue. Suze is telling me it's cool.
What is it?
Meow Wolf.
No, I couldn't tell you if it was a clothing line or a restaurant.
Meow Wolf, our mission is to inspire creativity through art exploration. I guess it's a place to go. I don't know.
I don't think we've ever been there.
You got to buy tickets to go. It's an arts and entertainment company based in Santa Fe. We create immersive and interactive experiences.
Who told you about it? Fuck, how do I not know about it? I have no idea. She probably knows I would have no interest in that.
As you walk down the hallway, you'll turn the corner. Eventually, you'll open up the refrigerator, and you'll wind up in another world.
Oh, it's a movie.
No, it's not. Field is a venue for
immersive art.
Like they are on the outside of the art market.
I wonder who told her about it. That's fucking, that looks dreadful to me.
I won't, you know, you need to go.
I don't want to be immersed in anything, let alone art. I'll tell you what I would go see. I'd love to see a Salvador Dali collection, though.
We didn't want rules. We didn't want hierarchy.
That dude was a trip, man. Like, literally, that motherfucker.
No rules, no hierarchy.
We started, like, pulling stuff out of dumpsters. Right, let's just tying trash together.
We started putting trash together from dumpsters.
All the types of weirdos. All good and bad weirdos. For
Not
us,
weirdos.
This creative explosion. Are we creating something that people are actually going to like?
Yeah.
Not a single person got paid.
People think you're cool when they go to shit like that.
Living in one tiny little room to just all the money.
It's like the more outrageous you can fucking be, and I'm not into it. I'm long over that shit. I'm of the belief that weird is really weird.
Said what? Weird is really weird.
You know what's
the word is wonky nowadays.
You know how fucked up shit is, man?
It's totally fucked up.
We're all fucked up. Do you ever think, holy shit, how did we all get together? Because we're all fucking weird.
What?
All of us in this room. Tell me that motherfucker ain't weird as shit. Honest to God. I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah, well, weirdness is its own glue.
It is, man. It is. She came out. She was talking about that whipping shit today, man. Dude, there's literally a picture of a guard at the border whipping a black dude from horseback. I am not fucking kidding you, man.
Well, that ain't good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. And also 303 Martino. You can call either number. And 303 Martino works 24/7. And I'd like to tell you about Silverleaf Mortgage. In fact, I just was with them yesterday interviewing them about their mortgage company, and they're so happy that they can help seniors through their nonprofit as well. So if you have an older home and you don't think it'll get a good appraisal, they'll help you fix it up with a nonprofit foundation. You can find out more at 720-REVERSE. Sometimes it's a grant, or it's a low-interest loan, or a no-interest loan. SilverleafMortgage.com does reverse loans for you. And I've talked to a couple customers that say they saved their lives. So if you have equity, you're 62 or older, it could be your answer for retirement. That's 720-REVERSE. All right. Fran has a drain line issue. We got to get right to the point here. She said Drain Line Services made an appointment to come out. Oh, excuse me. Drain Line Services at the company. She called originally because her water heater stopped working. She suspected the thermocouple wasn't working. Drain Line Services says we'll come out. And then what happened? And by the way, everyone, we have lines open right after this, 303-713-TALK. So tell us what happened then.
Okay, so he said, well, I'll come out, and he said, I'll come out, but then he called me back and he said his truck broke down. So he said, do you have to have water today? And I said, no, that's fine. You can come out tomorrow. So he got there about 9 o'clock and he sold me a new thermal cup.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Did it work?
No, it didn't work.
Well, hold
So
on. Did
I
someone tell him it was the thermocouple, and that's what he did, or did he decide that on his own?
He decided that on his own.
Okay, so the thermocouple did not work. Then what?
And then he said, you need a gas, some type of gas thing.
A valve.
That was
a gas valve, right. That's what's going to happen after that. Right. Usually, if the water heater is that old, I wouldn't put out the money for the valve. I would just do a new heater. But how much did the thermocouple cost you?
$362.
Wait, that's way outrageous. For the thermocouple?
Right. Well, wait to hear this.
Hold on. No, wait. Just wait. How much did the gas valve cost you?
I didn't. I decided not to do it.
All right, good.
And okay. So then I said, well, he said you really do need a new water heater.
That's probably right. How old is it?
2004.
Yeah, you need a new one. Yep.
Okay, so he said, well, if you're not going to pay to get that gas thing on, then you need a new water heater. And I said, okay. And I said, how much are they? And he goes, well, the one we put in, and I'm not home right now, but it was $899.
Well, that's outrageous. I don't know how anyone could do it for that low of a price.
That's a great price.
That's the best price in the world.
No, that was just for the water heater itself.
And how much for installation?
$450.
That's a good price.
Hour.
If you can get a water heater installed by a plumber for $1,200, $1,300, $1,400,
that's a steal.
That's a steal in today's market.
No, I paid $2,600.
Okay,
that's about normal.
And that's about normal. So why did you say $1,200 plus $400?
$1,200.
That's what you just told us.
That's what they originally told us.
You just told us that the water heater was going to be $800 and then $400 for labor. So where did the other costs come?
No, not $400 for labor, $400 for the thermocouple.
Okay. Fran, if you paid how much for the water heater? How much total?
$2,600.
Does that include the new thermocouple, which you wouldn't need with the new heater now, or did they refund that to you?
Right. No, they did not.
Okay, so hold on. Does the $2,400 include the $360?
$2,600.
Okay, the $2,600. Does that include the thermocouple that you paid $360 for?
He said, "I'll take off half of the thermocouple."
Okay, so in other words, then you ended up out of pocket for the water heater. Was it a 40-gallon or 50-gallon?
40-gallon.
And you ended up paying $2,600.
Right.
Okay.
It's still not bad, but I'll tell you what I don't like is the thermocoupler didn't even fix the original problem. They should have refunded that in its entirety.
Exactly. So I would say she's out $150 or so, or whatever that half was. But as far as the water heater, I mean, you had it installed. It's not an outrageous price. Is it working?
Oh, yeah, it's working perfectly.
Then what are you calling about right now? I guess here's what I don't understand.
It's a fair price.
It is a fair price. Listen, it shouldn't be a fair price. Let's put it to you this way. If you called right now legit companies for a 40-gallon water heater installed, I'm not saying this is good, bad, or ugly. I'm just telling you life. You're never going to get one from a legit company doing a great job for under $2,000. You're just not.
Okay, I did get a couple quotes for $1,800.
Okay, $1,800, and then when they got in there,
when they get there, then
there would have been more. Yep. But listen, I'm just telling you life. Now there are people who say, "Wait a minute, I can buy a water heater for $500 at Home Depot and have my cousin's uncle's next door neighbor do it, but he's got a peg leg." Yeah, you can do it. I mean, it'll happen. You can. But then there's no warrant, there's nothing. Now, I'm not telling you Drainline Services has a great warranty or will be back or will help you. I'm not telling you any of that. All I'm saying is, at this point, you did not get ripped off, okay? That's what I think. You did not get ripped off.
Really? Okay. I guess that's why I wanted to call you, because I'm 72 years old. I live on Social Security, and I just
we could have probably gotten you a bit better price, but
Master Router probably would have been.
But it's not worth. It's not worth going back. I think the only thing I'm upset about is he should have refunded the whole $360 for the thermal couple.
Let's make a call for her.
That's the part that I don't like.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily, it's because it was a bad diagnosis. I mean, that's why. Hey, Doc, you want to take a stab at that?
Sure.
Let's try to get her the 300. Or actually, it's only 150.
303-713-TALK. Okay. We should, right now, she's out about 180.
Hey, that's a fancy dinner or 5 regular dinners, man.
180. 303-713-TALK. Steve, the painter, a very unusual question I'm getting here. Steve, what's going on?
Well, we've been taking care of Cheryl's mom for about the past 6 years.
Yes.
And she's 96 years old.
Yes.
And now it's gotten to the point to where we can't take care of her anymore. She's a handful, but it's gotten worse and worse over the years.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have to put her in assistant living.
Yeah.
And she needs 24-hour care. Basically.
Exactly. I mean, there comes a time sometimes in elderly people's lives where that has to happen. Sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's happening to her, and it's unfortunate. We really thought that, we'd take care of her forever, but I don't like those places, but regardless.
There are some really nice ones, by the way. I mean, they're not all bad.
Oh, yeah. No, there's some real nice ones out there. A little pricey, but they're nice. So.
Well, is she, hold on, Steve, does she have Social Security?
She's got Social Security. Yes, she's got Social Security.
Does she have money in the bank or any assets like a house?
She's got a house. She's got quite a bit of assets in the bank.
Well, that's the problem, and I'm going to tell you why it's a problem, and people, save your judgment, but meaning that if she did not have property, she would have been able to get her Social Security plus Medicaid to help her with long-term care. But people who have assets, they have to use their assets first. Now, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's the way it should work. But had you planned ahead, you could have transferred that 5 years ago, and she would have been in the clear.
In the house, you could have done all kinds of stuff, but that's what that 833 Ask Blake is, man.
That's what BlakeHarrisLaw.com is all about, is planning ahead. Because now, if she goes into assisted living, Steve, she has to exhaust every dime she has.
You know, Tom, finding Medicare a good place for long-term care and on just Medicare, and
you can't do it.
It's not happening.
No, he's going to have to supplement it with her money.
It's costing around $3,200 a month to have a decent place with decent care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Steve, in other words, I don't know how much Social Security she gets, but if it's a deficit, her own money has to pay for long-term care.
Yeah, well, she's got the money to pay for long-term care. She has quite a bit of money in the bank. And I think because Donnie is the executor, that's Cheryl's brother.
Yeah.
So he has power of attorney. And so between the 3 siblings, they all decided to put Leota, like I say, in assistant living.
Okay, so now what?
My dilemma is we've been taking care of her for like 6 years, like I said.
Yes.
And now we need a place to move into.
Why? What is she doing with her house?
They're going to put it on the market and sell it and take the money and pay for the assistant.
Who's they?
Well, basically, Donnie. He's like I say, he has power of attorney, so the money goes into the bank, and she'll just keep paying those payments at the assistant.
No, I get it, but why can't you buy it from the estate? Well, here's what I'm saying. You can make deals since it's your own family like this. You buy it for a deal. Your mom gets the money, and then your brother or Cheryl's brother gets paid what he didn't get paid on his half. How many heirs are there?
3.
Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, the house will sell for $300, and each of the kids get $100. Well, they won't, because the mom has to take that to use for her long-term care. But let's say they don't. She doesn't tap into that money. She just taps into her bank. How much is in her bank, roughly?
Oh my God!
Roughly.
How much money do you think is in the bank?
Well, yeah.
Roughly.
60,000.
That ain't going to last but a couple of years. A year maybe. A couple of years. So, okay, so she is going to tap into that. So the way, and if she doesn't have any other assets, well, then you're screwed. Because one thing you could do, though, is buy it from the estate at a good price that you can afford and qualify for, and or rent it from the estate or whatever, but you should buy it. That money then, you get a loan, that money goes into an account for the mom. A tough time qualifying for a loan, Steve?
I think we would, and this was my big question. So
what's your big, hold on for your big question, okay? I will come right back to you. 303-782-5500.
I am too. It's starting to choke out.
You've been really good on pizza lately, bro.
Rock.com. If you are looking for IV therapy, and many should, for dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, you may have, a hangover, COVID, migraines, they'll come to your home. And they won't charge you any more than an IV bar. So why not have a medical professional in your home? I have them in my office. In fact, I have them right here in the studio. You can have it done monthly. You can have it done one time, whatever you need. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. I use them every month. You can call or text for same day, sometimes same hour or 2 appointments. So you can text or call 720-987-2155, 720-987-2155.
So many people have told me about
Get the early bird.
So, Mark, I have been good about pizza.
Well, that's because you have your Arnold guys coming on Friday.
Jeff
and Kevin eat pizza.
I had a bet with these guys that I could subliminally get you to order a fucking pizza.
And how were you going to do that?
I started talking about fucking meatballs and sauce, and you just fucking, I don't know what happened.
Mark will get it tomorrow with Kevin and Jeff Pickett.
He fucking went where every day he was. We're thinking of it every day.
I did. I thought about it today, and then I just have to put it. I have to stop it basically. So even though I don't know, I just feel like it's in the middle of the day. It's not.
Still a lot of
weight from calories. But here's the deal. I want to do that intermittent fasting, so
I ate at 4 o'clock.
in the afternoon. Because it's pretty easy, most of it, so you get your good night's sleep. I'm here from 9 to 2, basically. So it really is pretty easy.
The hardest thing I ever did, we did a 4-day fast, and I mean true fast. I didn't even have bone broth.
Did you have water?
No. Oh yeah, fuck a shitload of water. On the 4th day, I was giddy. I could almost
really
something changes in your brain. I think. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, your body starts attacking your brain cells.
Something. It was eating my brain cells for food.
And since you don't have very many, you need to be really careful. Everyone is precious, Mark.
I was fucking giddy. I truly started feeling high. The 2nd day was the hardest food-wise. You actually have the belly aches, but the belly aches go away.
Why did you do that? Just for the hell of it?
It was the end. It was right before I was getting my physical. So each year I usually go 1 month with 0 carbs, 0 alcohol, just about as perfect as you can go in. So it was at the end of a month. Fuck it. Oh, you know what it was? I wanted to drop a little more weight. Carbs, not drinking anything. Even if you don't eat, you don't lose weight. You've already fucking done it. I mean, you're that last 3 days is nothing.
Right.
Weight loss wise. We read a book on this fucking guy. Went 30 days, Doc, with No food.
That's 30 days?
30 fucking
no
days.
Food?
No food. He had water, of course, but nothing. Not even bone broth.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Fuck, it was crazy. If you really...
the only thing
he claimed, the same guy claimed it didn't happen to him, but the reason he did it is he heard of a guy that had cancer, and the guy went 30, 40 days without eating, and apparently the cancer
Some
went away.
people believe that you can starve cancer cells.
Why is that, though?
Because
is there any truth to it?
I don't know, but the theory is that if there's nothing for them to metabolize, then they can't grow and reproduce.
This guy, the story's true, because the guy had doctors, everything involved. But I don't know if the cancer would have went away if he didn't do it. But I'm saying.
I don't know, but like I say, the theory is if there's nothing for them to metabolize, then they can't reproduce. And,
But does that logically make sense?
Logically, yes. Whether it's true, I don't know.
I guess if I had something that serious, what the fuck, man?
You have
30
nothing to
days?
lose.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose.
But he probably looked like an Auschwitz survivor.
I don't know.
After 30 days.
I don't know. You're probably right, man. I mean, you'd be down to nothing.
Yeah.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Harris Family Law. Now, they're great people. If you're looking, and I hope, they're great people. It's not a great time. A divorce is never a great time. But if you are facing a divorce, you'll never find better people to go through it with Harris Family Law. They do non-combative kind of law. It's called collaborative law. They even get the other parties to agree to it. They do all of that. And it really has been successful. They agree not to file motions, literally not to file motions, and to talk about everything and to keep costs down, tremendously down. And then they do what's called the early neutral assessment, which you sit there and they say, okay, here's what happens at a divorce. And in your situation, you can expect this, 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 and this. It's a really good look at how it may look, and you decide if it's worth it. 303-515-5000, 303-515-5000.
We were talking fasting and stuff during the break. So
yes.
Your body, it's always going to eat the sugar first, right, or use the sugar for energy.
Yes, right.
And then after that, it goes into protein for the most.
Well, no, excessive protein.
Okay.
But not normal protein.
Well, an excessive protein, if you have too much, will turn to sugar.
That's right.
Now,
so it goes for that, but it only goes for excessive protein. And then it goes for fat. But you have to kick into a ketosis for it to go to fat.
Okay, so after the fat, what does your body do?
Okay, muscle.
So like in a fasting situation.
If you were anorexic, it would go after muscle, and that would be a very bad thing.
So that's it. I mean, once you're through the fat, it's time to eat.
Right.
I got it.
And you go by percentage of body fat, BMI index, and but the problem with people with eating disorders is, I don't know if it's body image or what it is, but they keep going too much. And then you have to have a certain reserve of fat for health, because if you get cancer or any illness or COVID, fat helps sustain you. When eating is not good for you. I mean, and you hydrate, and fat helps sustain you, especially chemo and stuff like that. Not excessive fat. That's just the opposite. Too much fat is bad. Too little fat is bad. So
what's kind of funny is even if you don't eat a lot, if all you're really eating is sugar, you will never really lose weight. All you're doing is burning off the sugar.
You'll never burn fat. Now, if you are a world-class athlete and you carbo load, there are people who believe in that, and it does give them quick, easy energy. It does, but it's not really healthy because of the insulin and the other things involved and the leptin and other things. But here's the thing, they've learned to live that way, so their body short circuits and burns sugar. But if you don't carbo load and you train your body to burn fat, it's actually more efficient. It'll actually burn longer and cooler as opposed to sugar, which is hotter. The more entropy in your body, meaning oxidative stress, and entropy meaning you're burning energy that's throwing off a lot of heat, which is trying to dissipate, that will cause more damage than cooler burning fat, which is longer lasting. So it's really a cool science. And Dr. Ron Rosedale was talking about this. Mark, you remember. I mean, it was 30 years ago he was talking about
and
this.
no one, it's so funny.
They thought I had doctors call. They were so upset with me when we were talking about low-carb diets many years ago and talking about keto and talking about fat burning and good fats.
Well, I remember him talking about how much sugar was in orange juice compared to candy bars. And people really take offense to that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, juice is good for you.
Or potatoes are good for you.
Oh, that's a vegetable, my ass. I love potatoes, but, man, there's nothing in them.
And he once told me, he showed, this bowl of pasta is exactly the same as eating this bowl of sugar.
And it drives people nuts, doesn't
I know.
it?
Now, that people try to confuse you by calling something a simple carb or a complex carb. Do you know the difference?
Nothing.
A simple carb is a carb outside of your body. A complex carb is a carb in your body when you digest
But it still turns to sugar.
All of it, exactly the same.
Now,
there is one exception with carbs that have low glycemic indexes. If there are carbs that break down slowly in your body.
Example?
Things with fiber. I'm trying to think, berries or something.
Got it.
Not too many. Huh, bran?
Bran.
I don't know if bran is, but you say it is. Maybe it is. But if you have something that has fiber, but it has carbs, they say subtract the fiber from the carbs because it extends the glycemic index so you're not getting spikes in insulin. What you're trying to do is avoid spikes in insulin. One doctor told me, a researcher told me, not a regular doctor because they're morons when it comes to that longevity, but a researcher in metabolism says, if you took people that lived into their 90s and 100s and compared to the people that dropped dead at 40 and 50 and 60, you'll notice, and you put all the insulin they ever used in their life on a shelf, you will notice that the people who use the least amount of insulin over their lifetime lived longer than those who use a lot of insulin. So even if you use low glycemic index foods, but you use them all the time, you're still going to have more insulin than someone who doesn't. So it all comes down to insulin. I mean, insulin breaks down the body. Here's what he said, this metabolic doctor. We were never meant to burn sugar. Sugar was meant to be an emergency fuel.
Famine.
It was meant to be an emergency fuel or a fuel for famine, yes, like bread and pastas and grains. But if you look at a car has a giant gasoline tank and a small oil tank. So no one would assume this car runs on oil. They look at the giant gas tank and say, oh, this must run on gas. When you look at the body, we have a giant fat tank and we have a very small sugar tank, the liver. We were meant to use fat. We were meant to. Over the years, from hunters-gatherers or the keto system, we converted to a lazy man's diet, and it wasn't really lazy, it was survival. To feed the masses, it's expensive to feed fat and protein, and it's cheaper to feed sugar and carbs. And actually, when it comes to survival, no one cares, and they shouldn't. So through the years, that survival using carbohydrates became the norm, not because it was healthier and not because we didn't have the technology to do planet-friendly proteins and fats. It's because our bodies adapted to them, and we became hungry for carbs. And yes, we do become hungry for protein and stuff, but mainly we become hungry for sugar. And that's why people do these peaks and valleys all day long. All day long. If the average American is probably diabetic 6 times a day, but they don't know it because they're not monitoring. That's why sometimes diabetics, truly, if you're diabetic, a type 1, and you monitor your insulin, you could have a healthier life than someone non-diabetic. Now, you may think I'm absolutely crazy. Well, I am if you consider not controlling it. If you don't control it, having type 1 diabetes is the worst thing in the world. And of course, it's not a great thing to have. You want to have automatic insulin secretion through a pancreas. That's optimum. But we destroy our pancreases every single day. And if you take blood through the day, you'll find out that most Americans are clinically diabetic about 6 times a day. Anyway, I don't know. It's a good topic because everyone wants to live longer. Now, we're going to come back to Steve the Painter, and Kyle wants to talk about Roof Max, which is very interesting. A new
coming up.
What is Roof Max?
It's bullshit, but it's been around for years, but now it's a resurgence. It's a coating on your roof instead of replacement.
That white stuff?
No, it's not white. I don't think it's white.
Do you spray it on?
Tom, the difference between simple sugars and complex. Simple sugars are monosaccharides like glucose. Complex sugars are things like sucrose, which are 2 molecules of glucose and fructose put together. But that's the difference between, it has nothing to do with outside your body.
Well, but it has to do with, what he told me was sugar is sugar is sugar, whereas a potato is not really pure sugar right there, but it does turn into sugar.
Right, no, absolutely. All
but I don't know chemically why it does.
No, all carbohydrates turn into glucose. The difference is a simple sugar is glucose by itself.
Right.
Sucrose, which is table sugar, is two glucose molecules. So that's
but I don't talk chemically to people.
But you're talking about inside and outside the body.
Well, what I meant was it doesn't become glucose until you digest it.
Right. Exactly.
The complex one.
Right. Everything gets broken down.
Colorado Pain Care is the place I went to get over my chronic pain. Now, I don't know if my chronic pain would have been permanent, but many people swear by Colorado Pain Care because they do so much help with pain. That's all they do. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. ColoradoPainCare.com. I've gone there. I'm not going there anymore. I'm done. Now, they have helped me with physical therapy and exercises I do on my own every morning. But they got me there. They can help you with all kinds of pain. 303 got pain. 303 got pain.
It's the tree farm. Can you believe we're going to have our first?
But you guys, you're a doctor. You know all kinds of chemical shit. But I don't know. I just try to explain stuff in the simplest manner. Just like when I tried to explain NAC, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. NAD.
Right.
Wait. Yeah, NAD.
Right.
NAD. You think we could get through an IV? You could actually probably get just enough vitamins and everything to where you'd never have to eat. Right?
Now wait a minute. You're mistaking nutrients for calories. You do need a certain amount of calories.
Okay.
But you can get that through an IV. People have...
Right, of course you can. You can be fed in.
What do they give you through an IV that would give you calories?
Oh, D5. Okay. They always have glucose, and a lot of IV solutions have glucose in it.
Yeah, because if some poor bastard's in a coma for 3 months, they gotta fucking feed them.
Well, they do. They put
there's a tube though, not IV. It's a tube.
Yeah, well, same thing basically.
Yeah. Well, no, but IV is into the blood,
yeah.
and a tube is into your digestive tract.
But
because it just absorbs the nutrients.
So when you hang an IV, most of the time it has glucose in it.
I guess the question is, could you sustain life on just IV?
Yeah, exactly.
Could you?
IV? I don't know if you could get. I don't think you could get enough.
I think it'll do. I think your digestive tract would atrophy or something. I don't know what would happen.
I don't know if you could get enough glucose into the system through an IV.
Blood.
Because then you would wind up with too much fluid in your system.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
too much fluid can fuck you up.
Right.
High blood pressure.
Congestive heart failure, edema.
You know, while hydration is good, there's such things as overhydration.
Of course.
There was a kid in our school, not one of my kids' schools, he took, not acid, what's that shit they do at raves and shit?
Mescaline or
ecstasy. Yeah, and it made him, I guess it makes you thirsty as fuck. He drank so much water, he fucking died.
Yeah.
From water.
Right.
People die from that.
Yeah, sure.
Not often.
There was a fucking kid in grade, he did some drugs and ended up dead because he drank too much water. I never heard of it.
So my biopsy is tomorrow. I have to leave here, Mark, at about 11:45 or 11. I was thinking maybe I'll take the day.
So you got you freaked out?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
I mean, the procedure.
It's going to be
the procedure, everyone tells me is nothing. I mean, they say compared to that fucking pellet thing, nothing.
Right, it's nothing.
Nothing.
No shit.
Yeah, they numb the skin. They give you some needles here that numbs everything, and you don't even know they're in there.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake. Seriously.
Now you know what? You know those
I would
trigger
want to
point
see that
injections.
fucking needle.
You know the trigger point injections I've had under ultrasound. That's way more.
Well, I had my trigger point injection. They asked me if I wanted conscious sedation.
Yeah.
I said, you fucking
Fuck no,
crazy.
I didn't do it.
I said, we gave to my women in labor, thousands of women that I delivered got epidurals without conscious sedation. Why would you need conscious sedation? It's a little pinprick, and that's all you feel.
So, but you can see it does go into your facet, and you can feel when it hit the bone. You can feel it.
What does an epidural do anyhow? Does it just kill the?
It's a local, right?
It kills the nerves.
It's a local.
Just total.
It's a local.
Why
and
can't we
put
get that for
steroids-
back pain? Why can't we get a fucking nerve stimulator that kills my? I wouldn't care if I felt a fucking thing in my lower back. Would you care?
Because you need motor and
But
sensory.
you have to walk.
Because you can't
You got
differentiate
control
sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. You
Motor.
can't sit it all down.
But I had a thermal ablation one time, and they said, enjoy it because your nerves will grow back, and they gave me a slight ablation where they burnt. It was such relief. Oh, God.
But Tom, when you talk about major nerves, you have motor and sensory.
Can't they do away with the painful ones?
Eventually, I bet
They can do it with the pain, but then you're left without motor sensation. So your leg, you can't move your leg.
But they do nerve blocks, though.
I don't have pain anymore, but I can't
right?
move.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so let me explain it to you right now. Ball of my foot and the side of my big toe is fucking numb.
Right now?
Right this very second. Been that way ever since they
Hi,
started
Tom
making-
Martino, your troubleshooter.
So weird.
Bill's got a comment
on that water heater call.
Hey,
Bill,
they ain't costing as much as you think.
what's going on? Hey, good to hear from you, Bill. Haven't heard from you in a long time, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay, but I just looked because I was in the car when she called, and they start around $600 or $700.
Not fully installed by a company, they don't.
No, just the tank itself.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't know how much. I know I had Lowe's put one in for me about 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, 5 or 10's a
I know,
big difference.
but it wasn't what she was talking.
But right now you can't call a legit company that has insurance and all that other stuff and get anything for less than. Well, maybe you'll get $1,600. Okay, maybe.
Nah, I'd say out the door they're going to be $3,000 at most places now. It's just how it is, man.
Wow.
Well, think of all the upgrades people have to do as well.
Now,
the code
Steve,
upgrades.
Steve, here's what we're getting at, okay? I don't know if you can make a deal with your siblings or Cheryl's siblings on staying in the house and then paying the estate and then reimbursing the estate upon a future sale, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get in a family business, but is that even possible?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Everything just happened just this last week. Leota, like I said, she fell down day before yesterday.
Yeah.
We had the paramedics at the house, and everybody was there helping her out. And then a few days before that, she put things in the microwave and almost burnt the house
Steve,
down.
let me tell you something. There is another alternative that some people have done later in life. What's the house worth?
About 600, maybe plus.
Okay. There have been seniors that I know personally, testimonials. One woman was 92. She got a reverse loan and lived in her home with a private care nurse for the rest of her life. And you know what? She lived in her home. She wanted to, and she said, basically, if I leave less to my kids, so what? I'm not going to live like a pauper, and I'm not going to live in some congregate home. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. More and more people are using reverse loans to live at home with assisted living. Now, some have people come a few hours a day. Some have people around the clock, unskilled. So, Steve, you may want to look into that. A reverse loan on that house. You're allowed to live there. If it's her house, you get a reverse loan for her, and then she can live there with assistants coming in and helping so Cheryl doesn't have to do it. Now, I don't know how the sisters and brothers would feel, but what the hell? It's your mom's equity. It's not theirs.
Yeah, and that's very possible. But Tom, we've been with her for 6 years, like I said, and sometimes it just comes to a point to where you say, because you understand, all our furniture, everything we own, office, entertainment centers, you name it, everything has been in storage for the last 6 years.
Well, if you want to get your own place just to get your own place, then let's help you find a place. You can't find finer people that would fix a place up. So if there are people that maybe have a place that needs fixing up and can trade some of the rent for that, Steve is the man. He can fix anything. Steve and his wife. And maybe we have someone listening right now that had a place trash that wants to get it fixed, and maybe they commit to you for a year or 2 or 3. That could be an answer.
That'd be great.
So let's remind them again tomorrow, but let's do that, okay? So right now, anyone listening, if you have a place that's in rough shape and needs help, Steve would like to trade some of that rent for work, and he'll fix it up. And I can personally vouch for this guy's work. It's unbelievable. Steve is with Star Quality Painting. You can call us if you're interested.
We've had him out numerous times.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I sent him out to my cousin to do some work. Couldn't have done it better.
Yeah, and great reviews. Nice people.
The guy was great.
Kyle, this is very interesting. And by the way, it's not new. Even though the name is new, we have seen versions of it through the years. Why don't you explain what you're calling about?
Tom, thanks. Hey, so my neighbor had this done just the other day, and he had a company come out, and they were spraying his roof. So I asked him what it was all about, and it was some sort of, chemical that goes into the asphalt shingle. It's supposedly supposed to kind of put the moisture back, extend the life of the roof.
What they do is they say they can coat the roof instead of replacing it.
That's correct. Or extend the life of the roof before you actually need to. So, for example, my house is built in '02. I've got a really good quality shingle on it, but we're in western Colorado, so a lot of sun, but it gets real hot.
What's the chance of getting a hailstorm?
God, dude, I keep begging for that to happen, and it just hasn't happened.
Hey, Kyle,
in the last
how
5
much
years.
is this product? How much is it per square foot? Do you know?
So, yeah. I have my notes, but he was saying something around 40 cents a square foot. But here's the deal. I've got a really big roof. It's a custom home. So,
but is it 40 cents a square foot total? Is that the total price? That's all I need to know to compare it.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you do that times 100, and that'll give you $40 a square. That's so cheap, it's ridiculous. Right? For a square, I believe $40 a square. I never heard, so it's cheap, but that doesn't mean it's good.
I mean, who knows? It could be snake oil.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what I'm trying. That's why I'm asking you guys.
How many square do you have, man? How many squares do you have?
We should ask Jay. I mean, I know Jay. That's the problem. He sells roofing.
Well, yeah, but Jay will be honest about it.
Listen,
I have some of the original scams were roofing coatings. That's where the original gypsies, and I think that's supposed to be incorrect to say that now, travelers, that's where they started with coatings of asphalt driveways and roofs.
You know what I saw? You just made me think of something. The other day in 9 News, it said they were talking about homeless people. They're no longer homeless.
They're unhomed.
They're
unhoused.
people experiencing homelessness
or unhoused.
Well, here's my
yes. Go ahead.
Here's my question. So I don't have the exact number of squares on my roof. I'm waiting for that information to come back because they measured it. However, my estimate's right around $7,500 to have this entire thing applicated on my house, on my roof.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, okay, $7,500. Let's just do that. $7,500 divided by 40. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you have 187 squares, and a square is 100 square feet. So do you have that?
Yes, it's big.
18,000 feet of roof?
It's big.
Well, how big is your house?
Well, you just
how big is your house, man? What is it? What kind of house do you have?
So custom built house, got a walkout basement. So my whole house is about 3,600 square feet. Maybe what I'll do is off the air, I'll give you guys my address. You can Google Earth it. I have about.
We'll give it to Jay and have you on tomorrow. We'll give it to Jay Bretz at Excel. He'll do an exactimate by satellite, and he'll give you an idea.
Yep.
Let's talk to Jay. Oops. Kyle, I disconnected by mistake. If he can call back. Jay, I would never spend $7,500 on an old roof to coat it. Have you heard of this coating?
I have not heard of it. I didn't catch everything. I've been listening to
But you've heard of asphalt roof. You've heard of asphalt roof coatings. I know you have because I have, and they've been around for years.
So I've heard flat roof coatings might be worth the money. An asphalt roof coating, definitely not.
Right.
Everybody out there listening, don't.
What would it do? What does it claim to do?
It remoisturizes the roof with oil is what they're doing. They're trying to put the oil back in, which gives it its resiliency. But if it was dry for a long time, Jay will tell you, the underlayment may also be brittle and dry. Right, Jay?
It would be, but that's, I mean, this definitely, it fits into the scam category. I mean,
my opinion, too. That's my opinion, too. And I hope Kyle's listening.
After bad.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do
Kyle,
it.
Don't do it.
Now, let me ask you something, though. Is $40 a square cheap if that's what they're charging?
In the roofing world, $40 a square is pretty cheap.
How much is a normal asphalt roof?
To take off an asphalt roof and put a new one back on for his
per square.
House,
per square.
$350 to $375 a square.
All right, we have to take a break. I'm sorry if we have to.
Now, Impact Traffic.
From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by your...
I like my plastic roof. And I'm saving the earth. I'm fucking green.
You are the best.
I am green.
Well, they couldn't give you a medal tomorrow.
Mark, I'm doing Steam Pros and carpet, Steam Pros and Duck Pros. We had an old endorsement. Can we just resurrect that, or do you need all new information? Can I get that information to put on a new contract for him so I can bypass a step? Mm-hmm. Okay, how do I get that information to you, the basic information? I want to redo the contract and send it to him so we don't have to go through that. So how do I do that?
Suzanne will just email you. I'll get a PDF. Suze, just email her and she'll send it back to you. Is he buying spots or?
Yeah, for me. You know, just the, hi, let's talk, simplyfloorsinc.com.
That's Simply Floors, INC, for Simply Floors Incorporated, simplyfloorsinc.com. Here's the message. Lower prices, better service, better installers. Can you do better? I don't think so. But Simply Floors Inc. has been around for a long time. Buddy Mitchell is the guru. He'll counsel you on what floor to use. When you find the floor, you'll pay less than you would at other places, and you'll get better installers and a whole better experience. Simply Floors Inc., 52nd and Ward. You don't have the southwest corner. You don't have to stop by. You can make an appointment for your home at simplyfloorsinc.com. Now, call for free legal information to BlakeHarrisLaw.com. You can call 833-ASK-BLAKE. We talk about estate planning almost every day on this show. It is such an important topic. So if you're looking for medical directives or a payable on death certificate for a bank account or a treasurer's deed, not a treasurer, a beneficiary's deed, or a simple will or a trust, whatever it is, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. Now, if you're in pain, you need a little relief, RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. And that helps for pain, inflammation, and even anxiety. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Use Tom in the promo code. Get 30% off.
Larry Walker.
Larry Walker.
Need a new furnace and AC? How about the best? A complete carrier system fully installed.
Oh, my God. We have been going crazy here. Okay, so I got Panacea tomorrow. I'm going to try to get all these done, Mark, before I leave, but you may have to do some. I'm going to put them under the notes over here.
Former Clinton attorney.
If he's still not refinancing your mortgage, well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new fast track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.125 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out if and save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425.
Did you ever make an appointment with the pain people?
Not yet. No.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history.
Not yet.
Call us at 844-425-3669.
I'm slow like that.
Yeah.
A lot of us are looking for a larger place for both our
I keep thinking I'm gonna wake up in the morning and everything's gonna be fucking fine.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get multiple offers in 3 days.
That is weird.
The Lost Sons.
Katie Elder.
Former Clinton attorney charged with lying to FBI. That's impossible.
Oh man, they started that. The Clinton people started that whole Russian thing. It's fucking pretty amazing. But you know, no one covers it now.
Fox did, but
it's crazy though. There's so many creeps in government, man. It's just fucking.
You know what?
unbelievable.
I hate what the news media has become. I used to like when you really heard fucking news.
Walter
Both
Cronkite.
sides. I know it. And if you ever felt they were biased, you got pissed at them no matter what side you were on. You're thinking,
Yeah, they truly were supposed to just report the news. Now everybody's a pundit.
There's no fucking reporting.
The closest you get to reporting now is the weather person.
I mean, are you going to, in those
And they're
last
always
30
wrong.
seconds, are you going to go back to Jay Brett's on that product? Did he answer it? Or I just didn't want to let him go and you're going back to him. So I think we only have 30 or 40 seconds when we come back to him.
You know, but even with the weather, they don't say dark storm clouds. They say clouds of color.
You guys are funny. But you guys are funny, but you are pointing out a real illness. No, a real illness. It's crazy. Yeah.
Unhoused.
What was the one on 9 News about the homeless? Weren't they experiencing
Oh,
homelessness?
yeah, you don't say they're homeless. You say they're experiencing homelessness.
They're
unhoused. Fucking kidding me.
Unhoused neighbors.
They're unhoused. They're not homeless.
No, they're experiencing unhoused. That one guy's called in a few times. He's a true vagabond. Well, he's a true addict. Just
Mike?
some homeless guy that calls in.
Yeah, Mike, he's the one who's always saying, I'm going to take Suzanne on a date.
Is
And
he
you're like,
homeless?
Yeah, he is.
Jesus. He always sounds happy.
Yeah, he likes to go, we kind of dubbed him Mystery Mike. Sometimes I'll put Mystery
Then how
Mike
about
on there.
that 70-year-old we have that roller skates?
Oh,
He
that's
probably
so cute.